At the Junior Beast Taming School, the teacher announced that tomorrow would be the Beast Master qualification exam. He reminded the class that everyone had already formed a contract with their first beast. He told them to rest well, prepare properly, and aim for good results. After that, he dismissed the class. Some students admitted they were nervous about the exam. Another student said he couldn't blame them. Becoming even an apprentice Beastmaster was already tough with their current skills. Getting into an advanced Beastmaster Academy felt out of reach. One student shared that his goal was to enter the Beastmaster Academy in Ninjang City. While it wasn't a top-tier school, he felt confident he could get into an average one based on his abilities. On the other hand, another student was already feeling sick from the pressure. He worried that if he failed the exam, he'd just live an ordinary life without any special future. The Beastmaster qualification exam was approaching, but one student who had traveled through time didn't seem to care. Just a week ago, he had landed in this world, taking over his current body. By absorbing the body's memories, he quickly understood what kind of world he was now in. Hundreds of years ago, a great disaster occurred. Ferocious beasts poured out of dimensional rifts, attacking and killing humans, bringing suffering to all. In response, humanity fought back. Over time, they discovered how to tame these beasts and make them fight for them. This gave birth to the Beastmaster profession. In this beast-taming era, Beastmasters became a symbol of power and status. Becoming one meant stepping into society's elite. For many young people, the biggest dream was to become a powerful spirit master. In this world, everyone over 18 could contract their first beast. The stronger a person's soul, the more powerful the beast they could bond with. But none of this mattered to the time traveler. The body's previous owner had already formed a contract with a tiny, fluffy creature that looked cute, but was completely harmless. It wasn't strong, had no combat value, and couldn't even evolve. Seeing that, he figured he was destined for a normal, unremarkable life. He complained that other time travelers always seemed to get lucky. Either they had powerful, cheat-like abilities, or were strong enough to destroy the world. But him? He ended up like this. Just then, a man walked over and called him Lin Zi. He mocked him, saying it's fine if he doesn't become a Beastmaster. He could always be a regular office worker. At least that job's safe and doesn't involve any danger. Another guy chimed in, joking that if nothing works out, he could take his little Snowball and sell ice cream outside the mall. They laughed, adding that selling cold mineral water wasn't a bad option either. This got our MC irritated. Suddenly, a system notification popped up. The system had finished charging, and activation was successful. He wondered if it was the achievement system, Gold Finger. He sure waited so long for this moment. Turns out the system hadn't appeared before because it was still charging. He was overjoyed. He quickly checked his stats. His physique was 1.0, Spirit 0.8, and Spirit Power 80 out of 80. He had no level, no Spirit Technique, and no achievement points yet. His current pet beast was Little Snowball. A note explained that the average adult male has 1.0 in both physical and spiritual attributes. The system explained that by completing achievements, he could earn achievement points and bonus items. These could be used to boost his pet's growth, unlock new skills, and improve his own abilities as a Beastmaster. Curious, he checked Little Snowball's stats. It was an Ice-type beast, currently at level 1, Stage 1, with a 23.48% growth rate. Its only skill was Cold Air Breath, which helps it grow by fighting or consuming energy-rich items. Once it hits 100% growth, evolution would be triggered. After evolving, its strength would greatly increase. Z was stunned by this. He thought Snowball couldn't evolve at all. Then the system displayed evolution options. The first was the Giant Root. This path boosts melee strength and physical power, but weakens its control over ice abilities. Its next form would be the Snow Monster, which could evolve up to rank S. The second option was the Queen Root. This path enhances its ice element skills and spellcasting power, but weakens its melee capabilities. Its next form would be Ice Crystal Spirit, and it could evolve up to the King rank. Z couldn't believe it. He thought Snowball had no evolutionary potential. This had to be a hidden evolutionary path, which meant no more need to sell ice cream. He now had a shot at becoming a real Beastmaster. He was especially excited that the Queen Route could go all the way to King rank. But for Snowball to evolve, it needed to reach 100% growth, absorb 20 low-level ice element essences, and obtain 1 Spirit Jade. Without hesitation, Zay tried using achievement points to upgrade Little Snowball. The system notified him that he had successfully contracted his first pet beast. For this achievement, he earned achievement points and 1 Spirit Crystal. His reward was ready to claim. The next achievement was to become an apprentice beastmaster, which meant passing the qualification exam and completing the first baptism. Completing it would reward him with 200 achievement points and 1 spirit crystal. The final listed achievement was enrollment, getting accepted into any beastmaster academy. That would earn him 300 achievement points, 1 spirit crystal, and 1 strength crystal. He claimed the rewards that were available. Then he used them. Z patiently observed. Little Snowball began to glow brightly. It successfully evolved to rank 1, stage 2 with 100% growth rate. Z was thrilled that it actually worked. The system informed him that he had used up 77 achievement points and still had 23 left. He was a bit disappointed, though. The dazzling light effects from the evolution didn't last long. Still, he knew this was just the beginning. If he wanted Snowball to evolve further, he'd need 20 ice element essences and 1 spirit jade. Those weren't cheap. He made a plan. Earn money, then buy the evolution materials at the pet shop. But before he could leave, the same group of guys mocked him again, asking if he was heading out to sell ice cream. Z ignored them and told little Snowball not to listen to their nonsense. He was relying on his pet for tomorrow's Beastmaster qualification exam. One of the guys, clearly offended, stepped forward. He was from the Jiang family, Jiangning City's second most powerful family. Z knew he couldn't mess with someone like that just yet, so he simply said, "We'll see who's trash during the exam." That made the Jiang guy burst out laughing, because they looked down on Z and his stuffed animal who can't evolve. They advised him not to go to the Beastmaster exam since it was impossible for him to pass. A woman named Jiang Hao stepped in and reminded him not to take things too far. The guys answered her, saying they weren't going too far at all. Instead of defending Z, they told her she should just come with them. Z told her to let it go. There was no need to argue. He believed that when the time came, they would understand on their own. He added that he needed to go to the pet shop and told her she could head home first. Later, standing in front of a shop door, Z grumbled about how expensive evolution materials were. Months of savings had disappeared in an instant. When he returned, Guan told him her mother wanted to know if he'd like to have dinner at their house. He agreed. She tucked her hair behind her ear and asked if he could go with her tomorrow for the qualification exam. He said yes, since he'd be taking the exam too. That made her happy. She cheered him on, especially so he could prove himself to Jiang Hao and his gang. He promised her he would. Then she said goodbye. Back at home, Zud took out the items and told little Snowball that leveling up in the future would cost a fortune. He handed over the materials, and Snowball happily devoured them. It let out a loud burp before beginning to glow. Z watched eagerly, waiting for the evolution. A blinding light filled the room. Fingers began to form, then legs. Hair started to grow. When it was over, standing before him was a small blue girl with tiny crystal horns and a bunny tail. Despite her size, she looked intimidating. Her stats now read Rank 2, Stage 2, with 0% growth rate. She had gained new skills like Icicle and Extreme Cold Domain. Following the Queen route, her next evolution would be the Snow Maiden. To achieve it, she would need a 100% growth rate, 20 intermediate ice elemental essences, and 1 Heart of Ice and Snow. Z was thrilled with the successful evolution and named her Ice Crystal Spirit. He couldn't believe how much her strength had improved. At Pinghai No. 1 Middle School, senior students usually had pet beasts between Stage 3 and Stage 5 of Rank 1. But his pet had jumped straight to Rank 2. Little Snowball snuggled up to him, and he could feel her icy cold touch. Just being near her made him shiver, a clear sign of her power, and it was far beyond what he had imagined. The system notified him that her first evolution was complete, awarding him 100 achievement points and 1 strength crystal. He thought to himself that, without the system's guidance, no one would have wasted such expensive materials on a weak pet like Snowball. He took out a spirit crystal and a strength crystal. Spirit crystals increased spiritual strength, which determined how many and how strong a person's contracted pets could be. Strength crystals, on the other hand, directly boosted physical fitness, making them extremely valuable. He consumed both crystals. The surge of power shocked him. His physique rose from 1.0 to 2.0, his spirit from 0.8 to 1.8, and his spirit power from 80 to 147, 180. He now had 123 achievement points. He no longer felt the cold, and a steady flow of strength coursed through his body. He punched the wall, leaving a hole behind. He didn't necessarily plan to fight in person, but being stronger meant he'd have a better chance of surviving danger. Little Snowball clung to him as he spent the rest of his achievement points, pouring them all into her. Her rank rose to rank 2, stage 4, with a 24% growth rate. With this, Z could already picture the Advanced Association's shock during the evaluation. The next day, Guan asked if he was ready. He said yes and stated that he was actually looking forward to the exam. She noticed how much more motivated he seemed. In the past, he wouldn't have even considered participating. He simply said that people change. Some girls nearby spotted Guan Ning. She was well known as a top student at Pinghai No. 1 middle school, but they couldn't understand why she always hung out with that loser. A blonde girl chimed in, saying she'd heard Zhou Hong had confessed to Guan yesterday and was rejected. She then asked why anyone even liked Guan, claiming she couldn't see what was so special about her. Zay overheard everything. Guan was his cousin. She was a genius at Pinghai No. 1 middle school, admired by many, but also surrounded by jealousy. Guan herself didn't care about any of that. She asked Zhao if he was really going to use little Snowball for the assessment. He answered yes. Snowball was not to be underestimated. Guan wrapped her arms around his head and said that if they passed, they should celebrate. There was a shop she'd been wanting to visit for a long time. While they were joking around, someone suddenly told Guan to stop. A girl stepped forward and accused Guan of stealing her boyfriend. Guan's expression turned cold. She asked the girl who she was and who her boyfriend was. The girl answered. It was Zhou Hong. Guan remembered him only as a troublemaker. She clarified she wasn't interested in him and had rejected his confession. But the girl insisted that Guan had seduced him first. Guan decided it wasn't worth her time and turned to leave. Before she could walk away, the girl's older brother grabbed her by the shoulder. He was offended that she didn't seem to take him seriously. He told her that since she had messed with his cousin, he wouldn't be polite. Guan glared at him and told him to let go. That pushed the man over the edge. He raised his fist, ready to punch her. But before it could land, Z grabbed him by the arm. Even Guan was surprised by his sudden move. The little sister shouted at her brother to stop messing around. Everyone knew Z was supposed to be weak. The man sneered and asked if Z was trying to play the hero to save a pretty girl. Z glared at him. Hen kicked him hard. Everyone was stunned. The man was knocked back several steps, and Z walked toward him. He told the man that he was Guan's brother, so if there was a problem, he should come to him instead. The man clenched his teeth in anger. Guan realized for the first time that Z actually knew how to fight. Meanwhile, Z himself hadn't expected his physical strengthening to give him this much power. The man growled that Z was looking for death, then rushed at him. But he suddenly stopped when his arm began to glow. A blue light formed, growing brighter. Z and Guan watched. As a ghost wolf, rank 2, stage 1, appeared. The man looked down on them, thinking they were just 2 high school students. He had full confidence in his rank 2 ghost wolf. Guan felt pressured. Her own pet beast was only rank 1, stage 7. Even if she trusted its abilities, the chances of winning were slim, but she had no other choice. Then Z did something that surprised her. She asked if he planned to use little Snowball. He told her that if she got injured, it might affect her qualification assessment. The girl who had accused Guan of stealing her boyfriend scoffed, thinking Z was a joke. For a nobody, he sure talked big. The man ordered his ghost wolf to charge. Z summoned his pet beast. A blinding light filled the air. The ghost wolf was almost upon them, when suddenly it froze in place. Little Snowball had unleashed extreme cold domain. In seconds, the wolf was an ice statue. The bullies stood frozen in shock. Even Guan couldn't believe it was the same little Snowball. Z told her that little Snowball had evolved. The man shouted at his ghost wolf to move. Z went on saying little Snowball was now an ice crystal spirit. The frozen ghost wolf shattered into pieces. The man stood there in disbelief. The man shouted that as a high school student, Z's pet beast shouldn't be stronger than rank 1, stage 9. He demanded to know how Z had so easily defeated his rank 2 pet beast. His sister nervously asked what they should do. The man admitted that he hadn't expected Z to have a rank 2 high-class pet beast. They had clearly miscalculated. Deciding not to push things further, he turned to leave. But Z stopped him, asking, "Who said you could go?" Both siblings froze. Little Snowball began forming icicles. The man's confidence crumbled. He bowed, apologized, and admitted he was wrong. Z told him he wasn't the one who needed the apology. The man then apologized to Guan and promised to deal with Zhou Hong himself. His sister was stunned to see her brother so submissive. Big Brother then punched her across the face, scolding her for just standing there, and ordered her to bow and apologize as well. Guan simply told them to leave. Our MC was satisfied with his pet's performance. He let the two go and watched as the man dragged his sister away. Once they were gone, Guan looked at Ze in amazement. She asked how he had managed to take down a rank 2 ghost wolf and whether little Snowball could still evolve. Z said yes, but since they were running out of time, they'd talk later. They needed to hurry to the qualification exam venue. At the Imperial Beast Association building, a crowd had gathered. Everyone's attention was on the origin stone. Some people commented on how big it was, while others said it didn't seem special at all. Z arrived as they announced that this was the last qualification assessment of the year. For some, failure meant losing their chance to become Beastmasters forever. For others, success meant admission to the Imperial Beast Academy and the start of a new life. He was determined to be among those who succeeded. Something then caught their attention. A man came out followed by guards. He welcomed everyone to the exam. He told them that when they came in, they all received a small bronze medal with the words, low, medium, high, superior. He told them that it was the key to entering the Origin Stone realm. They will need to choose the difficulty of the challenge that they are about to face. The harder it is, the richer the rewards will be. He told them to look at the screen. It displayed the details of each difficulty. First is the low difficulty, wherein after passing promotion to Apprentice Beastmaster, they will gain +1 spirit, and the growth rate of designated pet beast is 5%. For medium difficulty, after passing, they will receive +2 spirit, +1 physique, and +10% growth rate of designated pet beast. After passing high difficulty, they will receive +3 spirit, +2 physique, and +20 growth rate of the pet beast, and an open second beast slot. Lastly, for the superior difficulty, the rewards are +5 spirit, +3 physique, +30% growth rate of pet beast, and an open second pet beast slot. The examinees loved the rewards. Some aimed higher, some just wanted to pass the lowest difficulty. Guan asked Z what he would choose. The examiner advised them that before choosing, they need to consider it carefully since it is related to their future development prospects. He told them to combine their own strength and choose the difficulty level that suits them. Guan contemplated. He read the words at the bronze token. Eventually, the results are out. 46 people chose low difficulty, 10 people chose medium difficulty, 1 person chose high difficulty, and 1 person chose superior difficulty. They mocked the question of who was reckless for choosing superior difficulty. They joked that the person who did that was half asleep. The person whose thumb is on the superior difficulty was Z. People already believe that he won't be able to apply for the Imperial Beast Academy that year. Z held the bronze token in his hand. Guan stared at him in disbelief. He had chosen superior difficulty. That meant if he failed, he wouldn't be able to apply to the Beastmaster Academy for the entire year. He told her to relax, assuring her that he knew what he was doing. The crowd whispered, wondering if he had pressed the wrong option. The examiner frowned and scolded him, reminding him that he should have chosen more carefully. Z replied that his choice was made after careful consideration. The examiner wasn't pleased. He asked if Z was implying that he believed he could pass the superior difficulty. Z answered confidently, "Of course." The examiner shook his head, saying young people were always so arrogant. Since he had already given his warning, if Z still wanted to take the risk, so be it. After everyone had made their selections, he announced the start of the assessment. The participants sat on the floor as green mist surrounded them. The large origin stone glowed brightly. Small, shimmering bubbles formed around each examinee. While the others were concentrating, the examiner kept a close eye on Z, finding him interesting. Z was suddenly transported into an arena. He began to stand up and scanned his surroundings. It was clear he had entered the virtual realm of the origin stone. Here, any injuries, whether to the participants or their pet beasts, wouldn't affect them in reality. Knowing this, Z was ready to fight with his full strength. The system suddenly appeared, instructing him to defeat a ghost wolf. Z was pleased. He could still use the system here. He completed the task and earned 100 achievement points and 1 spirit crystal. He immediately used them. His spirit attribute rose from 1.8 to 2.8. Little Snowball's growth rate jumped from 24% to 44%, and her rank advanced from rank 2, stage 1, to rank 2, stage 6. With that, Z felt even more confident about winning. Then, as he prepared himself, something fell from the sky. It was a monster. The monster was called a flame lizard, a fire-type beast at rank 1, stage 7. Z had expected the superior difficulty to start harder, so he was puzzled that the first opponent was only rank 1. The flame lizard breathed fire, while Z commanded little Snowball to use icicle. She obeyed instantly. The flames and icicles collided. A massive explosion erupted. When the smoke cleared, the flame lizard was frozen solid. Z grinned. His icicle skill was far stronger than before. He had cleared the first of 5 levels in the exam. Then a gate appeared and opened. From it stepped a mummy-like creature, an undead-type bandage monster at rank 2, stage 9. For most examinees, even rank 1, stage 9 opponents were already difficult. Meanwhile, the examiner watched him closely. Z dispatched the bandage monster with ease. The examiner remarked that Z was lucky. So far, his opponents were just ones naturally restrained by his attributes. But he knew the next challenges wouldn't be so simple. Z cleared the second level and moved forward. The next foe appeared, a strange beast with wild, frenzied eyes. It was a blight beast, a plant-type monster at rank 2, stage 2. The examiner assumed Z's pet beast was at most rank 2, stage 1. He was certain Z wouldn't pass this round since his opponent was a blight beast at rank 2, stage 2. Z ordered little Snowball to use icicle, but the attack barely left a mark. He then realized that the blight beast's rough bark and thick flesh blocked it. The monster counterattacked. Roots shot out from the ground, wrapping around little Snowball. It was using a technique called withered entanglement. Then it charged straight at her. The examiner smirked, convinced that even if Z was strong for a freshman, this was the end of the line. But what happened next wiped the smugness from his face. The blight beast hissed in pain as the ground beneath it froze solid. Z had activated Extreme Cold Domain. He pointed out that they weren't limited to just one skill. Another icicle shot was demanded. The blight beast tried blocking it with its arms. From above, the scene was clear. The beast was frozen from its feet up, the ground crystallized in a wide area. Its arms were pierced through by sharp ice spikes. Suddenly, more icicles formed behind it. The monster let out a loud groan as the ice spears pierced into its body. Then it collapsed. Z had finally cleared the 3rd level. Only 2 levels remained. Meanwhile, in the exam hall, an examinee suddenly woke from the virtual realm. He cursed in frustration. He had been so close to defeating the test beast. Another examinee cried, upset at failing yet again. Even the lowest difficulty wasn't easy. The 5th level there had a rank 1, stage 6 beast. One examinee, however, was grinning ear to ear, celebrating becoming an apprentice beastmaster. Around the room, the participants wore mixed expressions, but they all turned their heads at once when someone shouted about a vicious claw beast. They looked at the Origin Stone's display and saw a rank 2 pet beast. Many questioned why such a strong creature was appearing in an apprenticeship assessment. They saw Zai, the one who had chosen superior difficulty, and realized he had just cleared the 4th level. The final round began. The examinees watching him whispered among themselves, wondering why he was so strong. One of them, who knew all the top students from the local high school, insisted there was no one like him. Guan woke up from the virtual realm. She was happy. She had successfully become an apprentice beastmaster. But she immediately wondered how Z was doing. Noticing the crowd gathered in front of the Origin Stone, her curiosity grew. She walked over and saw that Z had passed the 4th level of superior difficulty. The crowd held their breath, waiting to see the final monster. A saber-toothed lion emerged, a beast-type monster at rank 2, stage 5. Gasps erupted. Many believed it was impossible for a newcomer to defeat something that strong. Z, however, welcomed the challenge. He launched an icicle, but the lion was too fast and dodged with ease. He was caught off guard by its speed. The saber-toothed lion countered with saber-claw assault. Little Snowball's back was grazed, leaving a chip in her icy body. The examiner leaned forward, carefully watching. He secretly admitted the Z was strong, but believed this was his limit. Z understood that even though the ice crystal spirit was 1 stage higher, battles weren't decided by stage alone. Attributes, conditions, environment, and strategy all played key roles. Right now, little Snowball was in a weakened state from 4 consecutive fights, while the saber-toothed lion excelled in one-on-one combat. With its superior speed and strength, this would be a difficult match. If things continued like this, he might actually lose. He decided to wait for the perfect opportunity. Watching closely, he found his moment. As the saber-toothed lion charged, the ice crystal spirit unleashed icicle. Both the lion and little Snowball collapsed at the same time. The crowd was left stunned and confused. Then, unexpectedly, the saber-toothed lion began to move again. The examiner was surprised that his result was tied with the rank 2 stage 5 saber-tooth lion. It made him assume that Z's pet beast is at least around rank 2 stage 5. He was amused that he hid such a trick. He recalled how Z expressed that it was a decision he made after careful consideration. The saber-tooth lion growled loudly. Little Snowball was back on its feet. It glared at the monster. She released icicles towards it. Its claws started to freeze, but that was just it. The bast then stabbed the ice beneath it. Z remembered that the saber-tooth lion was originally a pet beast from extremely cold lower regions, so it has a strong resistance to the cold. Z could feel that he's being restrained. The system prompted him that a new achievement was achieved. The cumulative number of times a pet has used skills reached 10, so he obtained 100 achievement points. With that, a pet beast skill unlocking function opened. He wondered what that was. The system showed skills like Arctic Chains, a control skill that manipulates the ice element to condense into a strong chain, bind the actions of the target, and to unlock it. It requires a growth rate of 40%, 50 achievement points. The next is the Ice Shield, a defense skill that manipulates the ice element to form an ice shield. It can freely defend against attacks from any direction. To unlock it, it requires a growth rate by 60% and 50 achievement points. Lastly, there was the Frost Nova. An area of attack sharply compresses a large amount of ice elements in a specific area into a single point and instantly releases explosive ice attribute damage. To unlock it, it requires a growth rate of 80%, 100 achievement points. He was surprised that he could add more skills. He knew that pet beasts can have a maximum of 2 basic skills, and the more skills he has, the more tactics he can combine. Icicle is a main attack skill, and it relies more on control. Although the extreme cold realm has a large range and also has damage and control, it's not powerful enough. What is needed now in the current situation is a powerful single-target control technique. He chose Arctic Chains control skill, and all the while, the saber-tooth lion was already about to pounce on them. But before it landed its attack, it was engulfed with blue mist. Then Z leveled up Little Snowball using the remaining points. Ice Crystal Spirit ranked 2 stage 7, and her growth rate was upgraded to 54%. The light filled the whole area, so the crowd was curious about what was going on. They learned that it was a level up, and that made their jaw drop. They couldn't understand how it was possible when they didn't even see what materials he used. Also, they knew that even with combat experience, leveling up should only be possible after winning. They could tell that something was strange. Z taunted the monster. Then he told Little Snowball to try out the Arctic Chains. The saber-tooth lion was wrapped in ice chains. Since it couldn't move, it whimpered. Z found the right timing. He unleashed the icicle, and this powerful attack landed in full force. The crowd who watched him were all puzzled. They wondered what skill it was. The examiner wondered why his pet can use 3 skills. They watched him intensely. The icicles pierced the saber-tooth lion, but Z could tell how thick its skin was. He was ready to go for another round, but the saber-tooth lion fell. A notification appeared that the level is cleared. With that, he had successfully passed the Superior Difficulty Apprentice assessment. Guan rejoiced that he actually made it. Everyone couldn't believe it. Some say that he bribed the examiner. The examiner admitted that he didn't expect that. He had seen quite a few talented young beastmasters, but it's the first time he had seen an unknown guy like that who came up and suddenly became an overnight celebrity. Z's physique 2 increased to 5 spirit, and his spirit 2.8 increased to 7.8. His level is apprentice, and he has 780 spirit power, no spirit technique, and 3 achievement points. His ice crystal spirit is at rank 3 stage 1 with growth 84% and skills like icicle, Arctic domain, and Arctic chains. Z calls it promotion of superior difficulty, and he was impressed by the improvement in strength. The system notified him that he can contract a second pet beast. It made him think on what beast pet to choose. He decided to check out the pet shop. With him passing the Apprentice Beastmaster Qualification Assessment, completing the first promotion, he received 209 achievement points and 1 Spirit Stone. The examiner told him that the rewards had been distributed and he could now exit the trial. When he opened his eyes, he saw that everyone was looking at him. They bombarded him with questions. Our boy just became the hottest celebrity in town now. Unexpectedly, he received a hug from behind. It was Guan. She was so happy for him. The examiner approached him and told him that his performance was amazing. He took back what he said earlier that he was impulsive and reckless, since he now knew that he was confident because of his strength. The examiner apologizing to the examinee was shocking to everyone. Then he invited Z to join the Beast Tamers Association. He offered him a position as a reserve officer that comes with generous benefits and pay, and it wouldn't be in conflict with his application to the Imperial Beast Academy, and he will be awarded with the title of Association Deacon immediately after graduation. He asked Z what he thinks of that. Everybody's jaw dropped after hearing that. Guan encouraged Z to agree to it quickly, since only outstanding students who graduated from the Imperial Beast Academy are eligible to take the test and join the Beast Tamers Association. She stated that the competition is as fierce as 1,000 troops crossing a single bridge. Z knew that if he agrees to it, he won't have to worry about the 4-year living expenses and tuition fees at the Imperial Beast Academy, and everyone will have to look up to him. However, he's aware that everything comes with a tag price, and the more he receives now, the more he'll have to pay in the future. In addition to that, the Beast Tamers Association has a lot of rules, and he doesn't want to lose his freedom. He thanked the examiner for his kindness and told him that he already thought about it clearly, and he wanted to decide after graduation. A student suggested to the examiner that since Z doesn't want to go, he can go in his place. But the examiner ignored him. The examiner was thinking that Z was smart. He could see that with Z's growth rate, he will become hundreds of times stronger than he is currently, and if that happens, he'd have the power to ask for the highest level of benefits from the Beast Tamers Association, instead of the little benefit that he told him. He didn't force him. Instead, he told him that if he came up with any requirements or he changed his mind, he's welcome to find him any time. He gave his name, Genwen. They eventually exited the hall. Someone called Guan. It was a pink-haired girl wearing a pink dress named Liu Xian and a black-haired girl wearing a long black skirt with white top named Zhang Xiaoyun. Guan introduced them to Ze. Xiaoyun told Guan that she wanted her brother's contact information, while Xian gave her phone to Ze, requesting that he add her as his friend. She told him that they had taken a liking of him from the very start and hoped they could hang out in the future. Xian also said hi to him and congratulated him. Guan was feeling annoyed. Z told them that they have to leave since they have something to do. Xian insists that he adds her first before they leave, but Guan and him had sped off. Unexpectedly, Z received a message telling him to come to the office. He went straight to his teacher and asked why. Our boy's teacher was this hot, pink-haired lady who had heard that he passed the superior difficulty trial. He nodded his head, which made her jump from her seat and hugged him tightly. She told him that she had faith in him, but his memory of her was her chasing him with a whip for getting a D. After the hug, she told him that she called him because she wanted to give him something. It was a basic spirit techniques collection. The book records some basic spirit cultivation methods and techniques. It's one of the compulsory courses for apprentice beastmasters. She thinks that it's better for him to be familiarized with it in advance. She told him that in addition to taming beasts, it's also an important way to fight. She told him that beastmasters who cultivate strong spirit techniques can even effortlessly kill ferocious beasts without depending on their pet beasts and rely on spirit techniques. Aside from it can coopers with pet beasts in battle, it can also provide protection in fierce battles to prevent beastmasters from being harmed. Z got excited. He thanked her and told her that he will go practice now. She told him to go ahead and reminded him that if he encountered any problems in the future, he could come to her at any time. Back at home, Z read the book. The Spirit Guardian creates a spirit power shield, which can resist any damage at 360 degrees by consuming spirit power. He had a mantra that an early bird catches the worm. He decided to learn the basics. First, then he will devote his time to learning advanced courses after entering the Imperial Beast Academy. 10 minutes later, he cultivated his power. When he opened his eyes, it was glowing in a yellow hue, and a barrier formed around him. He realized that he had already mastered it. An average person would take days or even months to master a spirit technique, but he did it in just 10 minutes. He stated that a spirit constitution of 7.8 is very useful, and a few seconds later, the system had confirmed it. The system rewarded him with 100 achievement points, which stacked on the 350 achievement points that he currently has. He consumed 50 achievement points to upgrade Spirit Guardian. He was pleased to know that the system also works on spirit techniques. Our MC now has accumulated many achievement points. He was determined to improve his skills to save more lives. After the upgrade, his Spirit Guardian increased to level 3. He could tell that the protective shield is thicker and bigger to the point that it can accommodate 3 to 4 people now. He had 770 spirit power left. He noticed that each time he used the Spirit Guardian, he only needed to consume 10 points of spirit power. He has 780 spirit power, which means that he can release it 78 times. He remembered that he hadn't used the Spirit Stone that he got as a reward. He decided to use it then, and his spirit upgraded from 7.8 to 8.8. And his power increased from 780 to 880. With that much spirit power, he thinks that it's a waste to just use protective shields, so he reads the book again to learn more. He was at the page where it talked about Spirit Arrow, and then he read about Spirit Impact. Eventually, nighttime came. He was still practicing. He opened his eyes and extended his hand, to which it released the Spirit Arrow. That cost him 10 spirit power. He had something to try next. He made a fist, and he crouched low with his left foot extended. Then he threw a punch that consumed 30 spirit power. It made a hole in the wall. He was surprised that it was that powerful. The system informed him that he had successfully learned 3 spirit skills, and his reward is 1 spirit replenishing potion. This potion can quickly restore all spirit power. He liked the effect, but he knew to only use it in the critical moment. He upgraded both the Spirit Arrow and the Spirit Impact to level 2. That consumed 100 achievement points, leaving him with the last 150. He saved the remaining achievement points for emergencies. Then he planned to make some money the next day to buy a second pet beast, the next day at the mission center. He stood in front of the machine. It's his first time taking on a mission to make money, and with his current strength, he believes that it wouldn't be a problem to do some ordinary level missions. He saw the following quest, like expelling ghost dragonflies near Yangshan village. The reward is 20,000. There's a quest to kill the fierce eagle over Highway 302, and the reward is 30,000. Another quest is to clean up the school of bottom-dwelling devils living in Looming Lake, and the reward is 10,000. Lastly, there is a quest to clean up Death Toll beetles at Death Toll Canyon with a reward of 40,000. Naturally, he chose the one with the most rewards. Since they are an apprentice beastmaster, for his safety, he's been matched with 3 teammates and rewards will be shared equally. Z was pissed because he felt cheated and he knew he could handle it alone. The machine told him to go to Death Toll Canyon before 2 p.m. He eventually arrived. He greeted the person that was there, but this person gave him an attitude saying that he waited for a long time for someone who hasn't even graduated yet. This person is a low-level beastmaster named Zhang Lei. A man with long hair, whose name is Zhao Mingshan, asked how a rookie who hasn't even graduated was assigned to them. A woman in a sheer crop top named Wang Shuiyun told them not to scare him. Then she called him to come forward. Z politely responded that he hasn't graduated yet and he'll be troubling them later. Mingshan commented that Shuiyun is being a love-struck fool again. He told her to be serious since the mission may be more difficult than she thinks. He warned her not to lose her life because of it. She clicked her tongue in response. Mingshan is temporarily in charge of the team as the captain. He told them that when they arrive at the mission point, they must listen to his commands. He told Z that he will get lesser rewards. In Z's mind, he thinks that those people are all those who have no qualifications to be admitted to the Imperial Beast Academy. He sees Mingshan as a guy who survives by taking on missions based on the half-baked beast-taming skills he learned in middle school. He replied to distribute rewards according to work, so the more work, the more he will get. Mingshan commented that he's a sensible kid. With that, they headed inside. There was a pit. Some bug monsters crawled out. It looked menacing for a bug, and there's lots of it. Mingshan ordered them to plug the hole and get rid of the beetles. He released his horned rhinoceros beast type, rank 2 stage, to do it. Lei summoned his wind cutter mantis bug type, rank 2 stage. And Zhuiyun told Z to watch her carefully as she lets her fear of wasp bug type, rank 2 stage 5, join the fight. Z decided to just watch them and learn what they're capable of before he takes action. Lots of bugs crept out. Mingshan ordered his rhino to rush in, and this beast had used wild rush skill and killed a lot of the bugs. Lei stepped in too. His mantis slashed those bugs. Some bugs flew and surrounded the mantis. Shuiyun used her wasp. It used a poison needle attack. That made the bugs surrounding the mantis fall and became immobilized on the ground. Lei asked the newcomer what he thought. He stated that the 3 of them make a great combination. He told him to just watch and shout good luck. Mingshan told him that if he still wants to get paid, he should still pay the tuition. Shuiyun told him that she will share a little bit with him, and he could just stay behind her and protect himself. The bugs that were poisoned were slowly starting to move. In Z's head, those were just fancy attacks and didn't pose any threat to the insect swarm at all. Suddenly, they heard a shrieking sound. Shuiyun was alarmed. She asked what that sound was. The bugs looked angry, and a large colony of it attacked. The bugs approached them. Lei panicked when he saw that a new one came out of the hole. The horns are different, and they're looking for support. Z asked if there was a bigger Death Toll Beetle King inside. The bugs surrounded the rhino and bit it. Those bugs also pinned down the mantis on the ground. Sueyu yelled at them to quickly take back their pet beast, otherwise they would be killed by the beetles. Z told them that it was useless since the sound of those death toll beetles had a paralyzing effect. Because of that, their pet beasts could no longer hear their orders. Shueyun panicked. Lei grabbed his collar and blamed him for not telling them earlier. He called him trash, who only knows how to say sarcastic words. Z simply replied that what he has to worry about is not the pet beast, but his own safety. More beasts approached them. They watched in fear. Then Mingshan yelled at them to run, otherwise they would be finished. He complained that the shitty mission isn't an ordinary one at all. The bugs chased him. They were so close and he knew he couldn't dodge them, but to his surprise, a barrier formed around them. Z had protected them. He used the Spirit Guardian. Lei was surprised that he could use a spirit technique. It is something that only a student of the Imperial Beast Academy can have. He was curious how a high school student did it. He told them to stop talking nonsense and watch carefully behind him. Lei was dumbfounded. Then Z took out little Snowball. They all looked shocked since they had never seen a pet beast like that before. Z knew that if those beetles have a corresponding ranking to the level of pet beasts, it would be at most rank 1 stage 7. But it has an advantage when it comes to numbers. His team doesn't have a wide range of AoE skills, so there was no way to fight them, but his rank 3 pet beast happens to have an attack that could kill a ton on a large scale. It used Arctic Domain and froze all the bugs. Z ordered those 3 to retrieve their own pet beast before it's too late, but on the condition that they will give up all their rewards. Mingshan agreed as long as they could take their pet beasts and leave safely. Lei was angry, though. He didn't like that the brat dared to threaten them. He asked him if he thinks he's Lin Zi, the legendary candidate who passed the superior difficulty test. He replied that he is Lin Zi. Shueyun easily believed him because she had wondered how a high school student could have such strength. She asked him to save their pet beasts. Lei still refused to believe him, though. He ordered him to unfreeze them so they could take back their pet beasts. Unexpectedly, Mingshan punched him while calling him an idiot. He stated that with the strength Z showed, he no longer has to prove anything. He admitted that they were just too blind to see that. The crystal melted halfway, which led Z to say that time is running out since the beetles are about to thaw. He told them to take their beasts quickly and leave before the insect swarm wakes up. Wei Yuan asked what will happen to him since the bugs can't be killed like that, since they are only temporarily controlled. He scoffed and replied that he had to capture the king first. Lei's eyes widened when he realized that Z had plans to go into the pit. He told them to hurry up, then he jumped down the pit. He landed safely. It was pitch black, but he can see clearly. He realized that improving physical fitness also has an effect on eyesight. The bugs crept towards, so he defended himself with spirit impact. The bugs were hurt upon hitting the barrier. Then Z finished them with a punch. Several bugs had their bodies disintegrate. Some landed on the cracks of the barrier. Z acknowledged that there were too many, and no matter how much spirit power he has, he knew he wouldn't be able to hold on like that. The bugs tried to break the barrier. Z remembered that he still had achievement points. And the current remaining achievement points he has is 150, and it was enough to learn everything. With that, his pet beast mastered Ice Shield and Frost Nova. Its eyes glowed red. With the Ice Crystal Spirit erected, little Snowball could move freely and doesn't need to be within the Spirit Guardian. Frost Nova is exactly what he needs for large AoE damage, but he'll need to collect the surrounding ice elements first, which can be used in coordination with the Arctic Domain. He broke the barrier and made his pet beast use the Arctic Domain. It froze all the beetles. Then when the pet beast was out, he erected the Spirit Guardian once again. He ordered the pet beast to use Frost Nova. Little Snowball made a small light on its finger, while the beetles swarm around the Spirit Guardian. Then Little Snowball unleashed the Frost Nova and disintegrated everything that surrounds them. The system informed him that he had killed 50 death toll beetles. With that, the protective shield has been broken. He was happy since the move is so powerful and the output is simply explosive. He checked his stats, which displayed details of the Ice Crystal Spirit. It is at rank 3 Stage 1 and was upgraded to rank 3 Stage 2. The growth rate increased from 84% to 89%, and the next stage is called Snow Lady. The current Ice Crystal Spirit mastered the skills Icicle, Arctic Domain, Arctic Chains, and Frost Nova. Z was glad that pet beasts gain experience through battles and can also be upgraded. Although it's relatively slow, there are a lot of bugs there, so it's a good place for leveling. With how the growth rate increased, he anticipated that Little Snowball would be able to enter the next stage. Suddenly, he heard a loud roar. More beetles came out. It led Z to think that the king was inside. Meanwhile, outside the pit, his previous teammates rested. Zhueyuan stated that they will report the danger of the mission quickly, otherwise Z will be in danger. Lei angrily questioned why she cares about that kid when he willingly sought death. Someone had arrived and sought their attention. The man asked if the mission point for the death toll beetle was ahead. This person is a bronze beastmaster named Luo Da. Mingshan replied yes, but advised him not to go. But upon learning that the person was a bronze beastmaster, their jaws dropped. The Beastmaster badge is issued by the Beast Tamer Association, is currently divided into Bronze Beastmaster, which consists of top 30% of Beastmasters in the world, Silver Beastmaster, which only has 12% of Beastmasters in the world, and Gold Beastmasters, which only has 3% Beastmasters in the world. The guy introduced himself as the Bronze Beastmaster Luo Da, and informed them that the association had noticed the change in the difficulty of the mission, so they sent him to clean the mess. Shueyan was positive that with him, they can definitely conquer it. She requested him to take her with him. He placed his hand under her chin and replied that since she wanted to see his performance so much, he'll take her with him. Then he told the other two that they are not qualified to go. They were relieved because they didn't want to go. Meanwhile, inside the cave, Z was congratulated by the system for achieving the Beast Slayer achievement. He received an explosive seed card, which instantly upgraded a current pet by 1 rank for 60 seconds. He didn't know that there was such an achievement. He compared it to Human Slayer. But this time there's a lot of rewards to collect. Ice Crystal Spirit was upgraded to rank 3 stage 3, and the growth rate is 94%. This means that his beast pet is close to evolution. A loud sound caught his attention. With that, he expected the king to come out. But when he saw it, he didn't expect how huge it would be. According to the mission details he has, the death toll beetle crisis occurred a week ago. This means that the guy must have evolved not too long ago. It roared loudly. The system warned him for danger since it was a death toll striker armored bug type in rank 4 stage 1. Despite knowing that, Z refused to run away because he won't get any penny. If was determined to try his best. Out of the blue, a golem appeared from the ceiling behind Z. It landed on the ground and was followed by Da with Shueyun in his arms. Shueyun was relieved to see that Zay was okay. He asked her why she's back. Da was confused why he's there. Then, he told him to stand back since the place was too dangerous for him. He stated that the Death Toll Striker is the legendary king of the Death Toll Beetle, and that 4th rank beast only appears once in tens of thousands of Death Toll beetles and has the ability to control the insect swarm. He knew it was causing trouble. He was about to confront it while telling the rest to watch him handle it. But Z grabbed the hem of his clothing and told him that the boss belongs to him. Da asked this kid if he knew who he was. The Death Toll Striker roared loudly. It attempted to attack Da, but his golem blocked it. Da asked who he was to talk to him like that. The monster is a giant monster rock type rank 3 stage 9. The Death Toll Striker fought back. It used one of its claws, but Z restrained it using Arctic chains. He introduced himself to Da. Da asked him if he's the one who passed the superior level. He recognized his skill, but informed him that he was someone who had finished the bronze level trial. Z didn't care much. It annoyed Da. Shueyuan yelled at them to stop arguing since there's danger behind them. The Death Toll Striker broke free. Da decided to show the gap between their skills. He used a spirit technique called Strengthening. With that, the current strength of the giant rock monster is at rank 4 stage 2. Z was surprised to learn that there's actually such a spirit technique. The golem jumped, and it slammed the beetle using its rock arm earthquake. After that, the beetle didn't move. Da had a smug look on his face when he stated that being able to comprehend a high-level spirit technique is something not everyone can do, and that was the gap between them. The Death Toll Striker hissed angrily. It attacked using Horn-Piercing Strike. The Death Toll Striker has entered a Berserk stage. Its current combat power is equivalent to rank 4 stage 3 danger. Da commented that it's so hard to deal with. Little Snowball and Z attacked together. The spirit impact created a dent on the Death Toll Striker's back. With that, it turned its attention towards them. Z prepared as he saw it coming. He chained it, but it easily broke free. Z had this devastated look on his face. While he was in shock, the beetle charged at him, but the golem behind it grabbed its body to stop it. Da told Z that it makes them even. But the Death Toll Striker easily smacked the golem away. It crashed on the wall, and then it fell. The strength of the Death Toll Striker made Zhueyun panic. She knew they could die there. Da suggested that they retreat for now, but Z refused to leave. He wanted to stay and kill it. Da called him crazy. He yelled at him that even the strengthened giant rock monster can't do anything to him. So pointed out that Da said earlier that the difference between them is that he learned advanced enhancement techniques. Da replied yes and asked what he was thinking. So strengthened himself and Little Snowball. Da was surprised to learn that he can also strengthen spirit techniques. He couldn't believe it. Meanwhile, Little Snowball exudes powerful wind around it, and its eyes glow in pink. Da was overwhelmed with his strength. He asked him who he was. The system notified Zai that rank 4 stage 3 will only last for 60 seconds. With his spirit techniques, he thinks it should be enough. He anticipated the beetle's attack. Then he used Arctic Chains. As the level of Ice Crystal Spirit increases, the skill strength also becomes stronger, but he knows he won't be able to control it for long. So instead, he paid attention to the output. He used Spirit Impact. He has 40 seconds left. His recent attack blasted the Death Toll Striker. Da got worried for Z and told him to stop because if he continues to overdraw his life and spirit power, he'll die. Z replied that it's okay, since he only used half of his spirit power. Da yelled that it was impossible. Shui Yun called him a genius. It made her believe that it's possible to defeat the Death Toll Striker. The Death Toll Striker hissed loudly. He used Frost Nova on it. The impact of the attack was so powerful, it made Shui Yun lose her balance. Da commented that it is such a powerful force. The Death Toll Striker was badly injured. He added that it's no wonder he hasn't seen that pet. Shui Yun asked him what he's saying. He replied that in ancient times, mythical beasts joined the fighting. Humans gathered 5 top elemental beasts of the time to finally put an end to the chaotic world. From then on, the 5 top elemental beasts disappeared. And he thinks that Z's pet could be related to that. At this point, Z only has 30 seconds left. He knew it was time to put an end to those bugs. He condensed his energy as preparation for the final blow. The bug tried to run, but Z didn't let it escape. His attack left a dent on its back. The system notified him of the kill. Shui Yun cheered for him. Da felt bad that he stole the spotlight. Little Snowball swayed as the effect of the explosive seed card disappeared. Z caught it before it fell on the ground. He acknowledged its hard work. Later on, he received a notification that it was upgraded to rank 3 stage 5 with 100 growth rate. It required advanced Ice Crystal's evolution material to complete evolution. Little Snowball slept, so he decided to talk about the evolution after it has rested. The system notified him of the achievement and its reward of 500 achievement points, 1 revival potion, advanced Ice Crystal's evolution material, X10. Z was glad that even evolution materials were given away. Da placed a hand on his shoulder and called him, because he has something to discuss with him. He requested that he be given credit for killing the Death Toll Striker. Shui Yun was disappointed in him since it was Z who defeated it, but he offered 10 watts instead. Z knew that the Beast Tamer Association sent him to solve the evaluation problem of the mission, and if he fails to complete it successfully, it would definitely affect his evaluation and promotion, so he cares more about the result of the evaluation. He also considered how favorable the deal was to him, since he'd be able to buy a new nice pet with 10W. But he was wise not to agree immediately and see if he could give him better conditions. Da tries to convince him by saying that 10 watts is already his savings for half a year. It was even an additional to the full reward that Z would get from the task, so he'd still have extra 5W. He promised to take it as a favor and urged him to accept the deal. Z liked the sound of that since favors are priceless. They agreed and Da wired the money to him. But as soon as they're done, Z notices something behind him. There was a large bird peeking from the hole on the ceiling, and beside it was a man. Z and Da were surprised. The man jumped down. He was Zhenwen. He adjusted his coat, which made Shui Yun notice his silver badge. She was happy to have actually met a silver beastmaster. Zhenwen greeted Z that they finally met again. Z responded. Da was caught off guard that he knew Lord He. Zhenwen confirmed Da's name and assumed that the mission had been completed. Da reported that he successfully completed the mission without anyone injured. Zhenwen knew that the Death Toll Striker was at rank 4, and he remembered that Z's pet was at rank 2, so he assumed that defeating it was a result of teamwork between the two, but with Da as the main force that killed the beetle. He acknowledged that it would be the second time he's going to express apologies to Z. He stated that due to the negligence of the Beast Tamer Association's task prediction rating, the tasks that were originally of intermediate difficulty were classified as ordinary difficulty. He admitted that such negligence would cause them to lose the trust of the Beastmasters, so he hoped that he could forgive him. Z replied that it doesn't matter because Da protected them well. Da felt flattered. Shui Yun witnessed everything and remained silent. Zhenwen told them that they would compensate for the mission change and gave Z 10W. And in addition, they would take the monster's body back for research. Da realized that Z is making a lot of money. Z accepted it. But he knew that it was more than compensation. It was hush money, and not accepting it could put him in danger. Genwen knew he hadn't gotten his second pet yet, and assumed that he's in need of money, so the transaction was like an investment in him. He transferred the money, and Z confirmed that he had received it. Genwen told him that if he encountered any trouble, he could go find him. After that, he grabbed the beetle, lifted it on its shoulder, and said goodbye. Z was shocked at how easily he carried it. After that, they left too. While on the way, Da brought up that Z had made 20 WUN. Z added that there was also a favor. Da assured him that he will never forget it. Then he said goodbye. Jue Yun expressed that she didn't expect to meet two amazing people, and it made the trip worth it. It made her motivated to become stronger. She told Z that when she becomes as strong as him, they should do missions together. Z encouraged her dream and assured her that it's possible to do that. While walking in the city, Z was thinking that 20 watts should be enough to buy a B-grade pet beast. He entered the store and the salesperson welcomed him. He expressed that he wanted to buy a pet beast. He was ushered to the right section. They descended a staircase to go to a room full of pet beasts. He was told to take his time picking. He realized that B-grade was the highest grade available in the store. He checked out a bone snake, which had no hidden evolution route, and a mushroom child, which also had no evolution route. Then he found a flame type, Flame Imp, with Raging Flame Ghost as its hidden evolution route. But he knew that even if there's a hidden route, it's not at the same level as the king-grade pet beasts, such as the Snow Queen and the hidden route of Snowball. The sales lady flattered him by saying that he has good eyesight since the Flame Imp was considered an elite B-grade pet beast. It was very rare and only cost 16 watts. Z was surprised at how expensive it was. She replied that 16W includes evolution materials, but Z decided to take another look. When he thought about it, the little Snowball was a pet that was rated as F-class and was said that it couldn't evolve. But it turns out that the so-called ratings are given by experts from the Beast Taming Association, based on their knowledge and experience, and were not entirely accurate. The system then detected a king-grade evolutionary root pet beast. He decided to check it. It looked so familiar to him. It was a rock-type stone monster. The normal evolution of its route is a giant rock monster. It strengthens power and defense, becomes huge in size, and has higher resistance to some elements. Hidden evolution route is Rock God, which traces back to the evolution path of ancient bloodlines, unearthing a trace of extraordinary divinity in the bloodline, with the ability to control rock and earth. The next form of it is Rock Ghost, which requires 100% growth rate, 20x intermediate earth element essences, and 500G undead powder. Z realized why it looked familiar. Da's pet beast, the giant rock monster, evolved from that little thing, but in just the most common evolutionary route. He imagined that Da never had thought that they guy had the potential to evolve into a god. From another point of view, the advantages of ice crystals are burst and control, which belongs to the mage type. It led him to think that the stone monster is a warrior type. The sales lady encouraged him to buy it. She informed him that the little stone monster is the choice of many people since it can be carried, fought, and the evolution materials are simple and cheap. She priced it for 8W. Z sealed the deal. Then he informed her that he needs some evolution materials like intermediate earth element essence and 500 grams of undead powder. The woman's expression turned into worry. She asked him if he's trying to evolve the stone monster and informed him that the evolution materials can't make it evolve. She added that intermediate earth element essence is quite expensive and that it might not be worth using on a D-grade pet beast. Z just replied that he's giving it as a gift. He eventually learned that materials are more expensive than pets. His account balance was down to 20,000. The sales lady gave him a seal pearl. Then the system notified him that the contract with the second pet beast was successful. He gained 300 achievement points. It was already dark when he arrived home. He laid the materials on the ground. Then he summoned his second pet beast. He needed to increase its growth rate to 100% first. The system showed that he has 800 achievement points. He spent 220 achievement points to upgrade the monster into rank 2 stage 2. Its growth rate reached 100%. In his head, the little guy looked a little stupid, but it actually was a god level per beast with a hidden evolutionary path. He gave it the evolutionary materials so it will evolve. It hurriedly grabbed it and devoured it. Z pointed at the undead powder that hasn't been eaten, but to his surprise, it refused. Z got angry since it was expensive. He didn't expect it to be a picky eater. The pet beast flailed its arms in the air as a sign of protest. Z could tell that it's still angry. It got confused when a bright blue light appeared in front of it. Little Snowball appeared and glared at it, which spooked it. Z was glad to learn that Little Snowball was recovering well. Meanwhile, the second pet beast was feeling annoyed. It tried to attack, but was met with a bonk in its head, leaving a huge bump on the back of its head. It cried loudly. It was such a headache for Z. The pet stone was eventually forced to eat the undead powder with Little Snowball supervising it. It might have tasted bad for it to have a disgusted expression on its face. Eventually, its eyes turned red. Its growth rate was already 100%, and it emits black light. It grew taller. It's now a bipedal monster. The evolved form is called Rock Ghost, a combination of rock and ghost type. It is at rank 2 stage 9 with 0% growth rate. Its skills are Earth Spikes, Stone Bullet Throw, and Crushing Impact. Its next evolutionary form is Earth Spirit, which requires 100% growth rate and a high-grade Earth Elemental Essence. Z felt bad for Da for not knowing that the stone monster could evolve into that. The rock monster hissed loudly. Z asked what it was doing. It made spikes appear from the ground. Little Snowball had to jump to evade the attack. The rock pet beast was ready to fight. Little Snowball covered the area with smoke. The rock pet beast was caught off guard. Then Little Snowball activated the ice shield. Z panicked about his wall. He lectured that friendly sparring is fine, but if it disobeys his orders and attacks them, then he would teach it the rules. The system informed Z that the current Ice Crystal Soul has met the conditions for evolution. He was ready to show the rock pet beast who's the boss. Little Snowball had 10 consumed advanced Ice Crystal evolution materials. It started to change. A blinding light appeared. Then another 10 evolution materials have been consumed. The evolution was successful. It became a Snow Maiden in rank 4 stage 1 with 0% growth rate. When it comes to skills, the Icicle upgraded to Ice Shower. A large number of ice blades condense above the designated area, pouring down like a waterfall, causing a wide area of damage. Then, Ice Shield was upgraded to Ice Crystal Mirror. It retains the defense of Ice Shield and also adds the ability to rebound. Arctic Domain was upgraded to Blizzard, and it increases the damage and duration of Arctic Domain, and a storm will form in the Arctic Domain. Z couldn't believe that skill. This has also been upgraded. Rock Pet Beast inhaled deeply, but it was caught off guard when the floor turned to ice and its feet were frozen. Z ordered the Snow Maiden to use an ice shower. Spiky ice rained down on the rock pet beast. It could only submit to the Snow Maiden. Z told it that he became its master when he signed the contract, and it must obey him completely. He warned that if it can't change its difficult nature, he won't hesitate to kill it. He asked if I was convinced, or not. It nodded intensely. Z warned it to never do that again. While they were at it, the doorbell rang, and someone demanded that he open the door. A tall, muscular guy towered over Z. He was angry. He asked what happened to his wall. Z apologized. He reasoned that he's working out and he'll just compensate him. The man raised that it wasn't the first or second time that it happened, and he demanded compensation for his mental damages, too. Which brings him to ask for 30 watts. Z's jaw dropped. The man told him that he should give it to him within 3 days. He grabbed Z's collar and threatened him, but he stopped mid-sentence when the rock pet beast's shadow hovered over him. It raised its arm. The man got scared. When the punch was about to land, Z ordered it to stop. The guy sweats profusely as he asks if it was his pet beast. He doesn't know what monster was that. The rock pet beast hissed loudly. Z apologized to the man if his pet's training disturbed him. The rock pet beast glared at the man as Z asked about the compensation. Due to being terrified, the man replied that they could forget about the compensation. He made a lame excuse that a man of character doesn't bother with small matters. After that encounter, they went to bed. Little Snowball laid beside Z on the bed while the rock pet beast sat on the floor. The next morning, Z woke up to the sound of his phone. It was a call from Guan, and this fucker even had a special ringtone, and she informs him that it's their entrance exam for Jiangning Imperial Beast Academy. Upon hearing that, Z turned pale and was speechless. Guan called him an idiot and told him that they will meet at the school gate. A few moments later, he finally arrived. She greeted him. The crowd was giving him some nasty looks. They were disappointed that he's late for such an important thing. Z's homeroom teacher greeted him with a punch. She knew he slept in. He replied that he's been tired lately. She whispered to ask if he had practiced his spirit techniques. He nodded. Guan watched them from a distance. Then the teacher gathered the students. She told them that they are the elites among the elites of Pinghai #1 Middle School. She briefed them that the entrance exam for Jiangning Imperial Beast Academy will be more challenging, and she hoped that everyone would do their best. She also assured them that whatever the result is, they are her good students, and she will be waiting there for them. Everyone was fired up to do their best. Even Ze. He even hoped to bag the #1 spot. The bus had left the school grounds. Guan was seated beside Ze, so she asked him what he was doing recently, since he hasn't been replying to her messages. Ze had been so busy lately that he forgot to check her messages. Guan shared to him that her fierce magic bird had evolved successfully. Ze was impressed. He assumed that there would not be any problem in the exam. They reached Jiangning City. Guan was seated near the aisle, so she got up and leaned forward on the window to see the beautiful city. It also means that her boobs are right in front of Zi's face, and it made him blush. She noticed his expression. It made her embarrassed, so she immediately went back to her seat. Xiang and Xiaoyun saw it, and it made them giggle. They eventually reached the Jiangning Imperial Beast Academy. It was beautiful. One of the students expressed that if he entered it, then his life would be worth it. They heard someone say to make way. Several men walked in the center, and one of them was Li Penyung. He announced that 17 students from Qingping High School have come to report. Another batch of students arrived. One of them is Tan Yang, and he announced that 21 students from Kangxia #3 Middle School have come to report. Beside him is a pink-haired girl with bubblegum on her mouth named Guo Xinyi. Xian cheered for Guan since she was their class leader. She glanced at Ze, who gave her a thumbs up. She announced that 2 students from Pinghai #1 Middle School had come to report. One of the students from another school called them hillbillies. And that was because Pinghai is more remote than Kangxia and Qinping. With all the students in, a man jumped from a statue. His name was Qin He. He was pleased with how energetic they were. He greeted them and introduced himself as the teacher in charge of the registration. First of all, he congratulated them for successfully completing the trial. But he also advised them not to be too happy. He informed them that the difficulty of applying for the academy is not comparable to that of the Beastmaster trial. And based on the data from previous years, the elimination rate is 80%. It means that only 10 people in their batch can pass and successfully be admitted to the Imperial Beast Academy. The other students started to think that the low-level difficulty passers will be eliminated for certain. A student from the other school stated that no one from Pinghai will pass. Xian started to get annoyed with him. Yang asked Xinyi on who else she thinks would pass aside from the 2 of them. She watched carefully. Then she replied that Pengyun looked strong. She checked out the others. Her eyes locked on Z. She commented that he's pretty weird. Tonyang asked her what was wrong. She replied that it's nothing much except for the fact that Z's strength is unfathomable. Tongyang clicked his tongue and replied that it was just a country bumpkin. He added that the overall level of Pinghai #1 Middle School is 1 level lower than them, so there's nothing to worry about. He told everyone to check into the hotel within the academy for the night. He wished them all to get a good rest and advised them to prepare well for the upcoming days of entrance exams. He also informed them that the canteen in the academy provides free food to everyone during the exam period, and it serves delicious food. He also encouraged them to enjoy their free time. Guan invited Z to eat. They entered a huge dining hall. A man from the other table noticed Guan for her beauty and breasts. The man he's talking to hushed him and warned him not to bring shame to their Qingping High School. Although he admits that he likes her too. Meanwhile, Guan gave more food to Z and encouraged him to eat more. Z had mountains of chicken on his plate, so he told her that it was enough. Xiang and Xiaoyun approached Guan and teased her that she should give them some food too because there's not enough. They called them a couple, and it made Guan blush. The guy who first expressed that he likes Guan noticed that the girls around Z increased. It made him spiteful, especially when he thinks Z isn't as handsome as him. One person approached Z's table and asked if he could sit with them. Guan watched him. Then she coldly replied, "Sit." The man introduced himself as Zhou Xiong from Qingping High School. Z asked him what was the matter. He replied that he heard that a high school student from Pinghai City passed the superior difficulty, and he's wondering if the man came. Xiaoyun asked why he's asking. Shan was displeased that they haven't taken the exams, but the man was already there to gather information. She thinks that he's a spy from their school. Xiang clarified that he just wanted to make friends. He added that for those who aren't prominent figures, They will need intelligence to have a slight chance of success in the upcoming exams, and he's quite good in that aspect. Guan replied that they didn't have anything to tell him, so he could just go back. He told her not to be hostile. He shared that he has a good idea of the examiners of the entrance exam. He pointed at the leader of the Qingping High School. Then he shared that Peng Yun is a well-known local genius high school student who passed the high-level apprenticeship assessment 2 months ago, and his pet beast is a poison ivy monster plant type at rank 3. They couldn't believe that a high school student has a rank 3 pet beast. He added that Peng Yun's family is well known and had provided him with high-level evolutionary materials. Basically, Peng Yun is a rich second generation. Xian and Xiaoyong felt disheartened since their pet beasts were only at rank 1. Meanwhile, Guan was thinking about her gap with rank 3 since she's only at rank 3 stage 7. Then Xiong pointed at the twins at the side. He stated that Xinyi is said to be a problematic girl in Kangxia City. They formed a contract with their first pet beast only in their 3rd year of high school, and within just a month, they passed the advanced level apprenticeship assessment. Their pet beast is a steel-patterned young dragon at rank 2 stage 8. Xian's jaw dropped upon hearing that. She questioned if it's really possible to train a pet beast to rank 2 within half a year. Xiaoyun suggested that there's a possibility that the beast was already at rank 2 stage 7 when they signed the contract. She explained that if a person's spirit power is high enough, they can directly contract a more powerful pet beast. Z just listened to them while looking on the other table. Xinyi felt his stare, so she turned towards him and winked while giving him a peace sign. Z was caught off guard. Xiong pointed at Yang from Kangxia City. He's a guy with a dual-element pet beast. The two ladies couldn't believe it. Guan stated that the teacher mentioned it before. Some precious pet beasts have dual attributes, but they are mostly distributed in some extremely dangerous areas, and most of them can't be tamed. Z remembered that Rock Ghost is a combination of ghost type and rock type. It made him realize that developing the dual attribute would be worth it. Xiong stated that he told them what he knew, so he asked them about the guy who passed the superior difficulty. Xiun was about to answer when Zhe interrupted her. Zhe simply told Xiong that the guy didn't come. Those three were stunned. Z apologized that the person he's looking for wasn't there. After that, Xiong left. He could feel that they were hiding something. This led him to suspect that the guy who passed the superior difficulty level might be among these few people. He went to the table of 3 men and informed them that he will test that guy's strength later. Xian asked Z why he didn't tell them the truth when he should be proud. Z prefers to keep a low profile since he didn't want to be targeted so soon. He also considered that the information that the guy shared might have not been true. Guan was proud of how thorough he was. They left the hall. Guan invited the 2 girls to train that night so they won't lose to the other high school students. She also invited Guan to her room so the 4 of them could stay together. He imagined them in sexy night clothes. Guan was surprised when a man smacked her butt. It was those 3 whom Xiong approached earlier. They also wanted to come to Guan's room. They grinned at her. Guan instinctively hit them, but the man grabbed her wrist and commented that she looked so hot. The other men laughed out loud. They were starting to attract attention. Z got angry. He told them to let her go. Guan shook her head because she knew that if he fought them, he would be punished. The man told them that the girls in Ping Hai are pretty, while the men are all softies. Z stopped his fist in front of the man's face. Then he pulled back to gain momentum and landed that punch. The friends of the man got worried for him. The other 2 were ready to fight. Z warned them that they can say anything to him, but instead they dare bully his sister. They were terrified of him. He told them that he won't let them go. Ru Shui got up and called him an asshole. He challenged him to compete there. But someone grabbed his hand and told him to stop. It was Ping Yun. He told them not to embarrass them there. Then he told Zhe that his punch was packed with quite a force that it shouldn't count as leveling the score. Zhe replied that the matter isn't over yet. Peng Yun assured him that he will teach the guy a lesson when they get back, but if Z still complains, he could say it to him instead. Him and Z released both powerful auras. Guan pulled Zhe and told him that they should go. Z had to calm himself down. Then he told Peng Yun that he will see him in the exam. Xian commented that Z was so handsome. Peng Yun suspected that the student who passed the superior difficulty was him. Inside the hotel. The bathroom was shrouded in mist. The girls were in the bath together. Guan was annoyed that the 2 squeezed in the bath with her. Xian replied that it's their way of saying thanks for helping them train. Zhou added that their pets have also reached the 2nd level, which gave them a better chance of winning. They gave her a massage. Guan yelled at them not to touch randomly. The next day, everyone was gathered. They formed 3 straight lines. The teacher told them good news. He shared that the level of that year's first batch of candidates based on the analysis leads to a conclusion that they are the worst batch of students and he doesn't expect anything from them. Shui complained that it was Pinghai who held them back. Xian was so pissed at them. Cheer. He informed them that the upcoming exam will still take place in the illusion of the Origin Stone tablet, with no difficulty selection. The exam was called the Secret Forest. It had several creatures in it, like mean-looking ones with sharp teeth. He instructed that after everyone sits in mediation and enters the illusion, everyone will have a score panel on their arm. The panel will increase points based on the number of ferocious beasts killed. Rank 1 ferocious beast equates to 10 points. Rank 2 is equivalent to 20 points, and Rank 3 has 40 points. He informed them that they could be the hunter and the prey, and once their pet or themselves die in the illusion, they will be considered eliminated. In addition, there is a stone tablet in the center of the secret forest, which marks the scores and coordinates of the top 10 players in the points ranking. The examinees couldn't believe that there are actually Rank 3 beats out there. It just meant that if they encountered one, they would be eliminated on the spot. The competition time is 4 hours, and after that, they will admit the top 10 candidates based on the points ranking. Pengyun asked if they were only to kill ferocious beasts. It was actually a good question. He responded that if they eliminate other candidates, they will receive all the points of the defeated one. That shocked everybody. They complained that it's a cruel rule that encourages them to kill each other. Some thought that as long as they team up and hunt down the guys from a certain school, they will definitely be in the top 10. Yang was happy that they could go all out, while Xinyi watched Z. He told them to shut up. He stated that the real battlefield is far more brutal than that. He encouraged anyone who wanted to quit to speak up at once. He added that the person who ranks first in the points ranking will be awarded the position of freshman leader and will receive many privileges after admission. He was excited to see on who among those students will be the king of the new students. Guan was thinking that it would be great if she could meet up with him. She was thinking that even if she doesn't make it to the top 10, she could still help him. Z approached her and told her that after she sees the illusion, she should use the flying ability of the fierce magic bird to find him as soon as possible and reunite with him. She agreed to it. He told them to be quiet. They entered the illusion. Z stood in front of a lush forest. Then he started looking around. He saw the tall stone tablet, and he checked the counter on his arm. He has 0 points and a remaining time of 3 hours and 59 minutes. He realized that the information on the arm can only show the current score, but not whether he's already in the top 10. It means that everyone will eventually go to the central stone tablet in order to find out their ranking, and it is very likely that it will become the most dangerous area in the later stages. The most crucial point is that if they don't go to the stone tablet and just grind blindly, even if their score ranks in the top 10, their coordinates will still be displayed. It will definitely attract siege from other players. He realized that the real purpose of the exam is to let players PK with each other. He knew that as long as a person is good enough, she can definitely ignore the rules. No one can snatch points from the strong, and other people's points will only be taken by the strong. But since it's just a game, he thinks that happiness is still the most important. Something had shattered. It was the fangs of the 2-headed forest python beast type rank 1 stage 9 who tried to sneakily attack him. Their fangs hit his barrier. For safety reasons, Z decided to keep the spirit guardian on. It doesn't consume much spirit power anyway. He summoned Rock Ghost. He decided to hide his strength for now and take the opportunity to test the true potential of the Rock Ghost. He thinks that the dual attributes are worth developing. The Rock Ghost saw the tangled snakes. Z told it to forget about it since rank 1 stage 9 has only 10 points, but its strength is not much different from the rank 2 stage 1 with 20 points, so killing the highest stage of each rank is the most disadvantageous. And since they are testing Rock Ghost, he wanted to challenge an even stronger beasts. That got the Rock Ghost excited. But Z is worried about one thing, whether Guan would find him successfully. He hoped that it would go well. At that time, Guan had 30 points and had 3 hours and 45 minutes left. She let the fierce magic bird go, and it soared in the sky while scanning the ground. She desperately searched for him. Her pet beast continued to soar. She focused on checking the surroundings. He saw players getting toyed by the beasts. The bird came back since pet beasts can't be too far from their owner. She realized that she had to try her luck. She knew that Z was powerful enough to be in the top 10. She thought of checking his coordinates on the stone tablet. An ostrich-looking beast charged from behind her. She jumped to evade it. Then it continued to run. She remembered that golden-backed ostrich is at rank 2 Stage 5. She knew it wouldn't be a match to her rank 2 Stage 7 Magic Flame bird. Her bird hit it. With that, she easily secured 20 points. Surprisingly, something hit the bird. She turned to see who it was. A pet beast grabbed the returning boomerang. It was Yui. His pet beast is an Odo-barbarian humanoid type in rank 2 Stage 4. He greeted Guan. Gwen remembered him. She told him that stealing kills is shameless. Shui told her that there's nothing in the rules that says he can't steal kills. He also planned to rob her. He ordered his Odo to take down the dumb bird. The Odo threw the boomerang, and Guan instructed her bird to dodge quickly. But to her surprise, the boomerang changed its target. It was going for her. She lost her footing. Rui caught him and covered her mouth. Because of that, she can no longer give commands to the magic flame bird. He told her that compared to pet beasts, the biggest advantage of humanoid-type pet beasts is their higher intelligence. They can act according to their own will, and his command was only meant to confuse her. The Odo grabbed the bird's wings. He planned to enjoy himself first before he eliminated her. At that point, they only have 3 hours and 28 minutes left. Z already has 40 points. Rock Ghost played with the body of the defeated pig. Z noticed an examinee nearby. It was Zhang with his big mouth monster strange type, rank 2 Stage 7, holding a giant clawed monkey beast type in rank 2 Stage 4. The mouth monster ate the monkey. With that, his points increased to 60. Z called him. Xiang remembered him. Z assumed that he doesn't know his identity yet, so he plans to take advantage of Xiang, who knew a lot of information. Xiang finds the rock ghost really cool. He asked if it was a rare beast since he hasn't seen one before. Seeing the beast led him to think that Z isn't the guy who passed the superior difficulty, because according to info, that guy had ice-type pet beast. Z replied that his beast isn't rare. He shared that it was just an ordinary D-grade pet, which has only been upgraded to rank 2. It made Jiang show off his pet beast. He boasted that it's a rare and strange type, and has been upgraded to rank 2 Stage 7. Z fed his ego, which made him flattered. It made him offer to help Z rack up some points. He was even confident that he could secure a spot in the top 10. Z replied that it was great. However, Xiong was cunning. He planned that when Z was no longer useful, he'll find an opportunity to kill him and take his points, in a different part of the forest. Guan grabbed Shui's arm and threw him on the ground. He cursed at her. But when he saw her Dunisar expression, he was terrified. She glared at him while telling him that her brother took action before her last time. But this time, she won't let him go easily. She activated Demon Eyes, and her flames turned into pink. Her bird transformed into a fiery pink form. The bird flapped its wings. Shui requested the Odo's help, but it was too terrified to move. Then it ran away. Shui yelled for it to come back. Guan teased him by saying that his own pet beast having its own intelligence wasn't a good thing. Shui resigned to his fate and just requested that he won't be hit where Zai hit him. Then it was followed by his loud scream. Since Guan defeated him, she obtained his points. It was posted in the stone tablet that Peng Yun is the first with 170 points, followed by Xinyi with 120 points, then Gang at 100 points. Next was Ning at 70 points, and Xiong with 60 points on the 5th place. Teacher. He realized that the batch of candidates wasn't as bad as he imagined. It was because in less than an hour, someone's score had exceeded 100. He watched Peng Yun walk in the forest. Peng Yun encountered a spotted tiger beast type at rank 3 Stage 1. On his side, the poison ivy demon plant type rank 3 Stage 3 appeared. The spotted tiger charges at them. The poison ivy glared at it. It wrapped its vines in one of the legs of the spotted tiger. The spotted tiger shook it off and ate a portion of the vine. It kept eating. Peng Yun told its pet beast to stop playing around since it's time to find the next one. The monster froze. Its eyes widened. Then the vines sprang out from its body, piercing it outwards. Then it fell. The poison ivy crawled its vines on the corpse and was nourished by it. With that, Peng Yun's current points is at 210. He claimed the position on the top. Meanwhile, the redstone tablet can be easily seen among the lush leaves. Xinyi and Yang were in front of it. Yang was happy for Xinyi. He already expected her to be in second. Xinyi was worried for him, since he gave her all the fierce beasts along the way, and his points were still at 0. He replied that as long as they hunt down the people on the list and get their points, it will be enough. She asked him who they would start with. Yang knew that it's too early to make a move on Peng Yun. And Gang is from their school. So the best target for them was Guan Ning. Xinyi knew that there was a talented guy named Lin Zi, but she's concerned that she's not seeing his name. Yang replied that the talented guy must have just cheated. He thinks that he's just a guy with an empty reputation. He told her that they must go since Guan was just near them. He located her in the east. They tried to sense her. Meanwhile, Guan walked around with her bird. She had sensed that on the left, there's a wind-cutting mantis, and on the right is a man-eating plant. She thought about which way to go to find him. Z went with Xiong. They encountered a withered beast plant type rank 2 stage 4. Xiong left it up to him and told him that he'll help him out later. But he actually had a sinister plan. That was to swoop in and claim the points when Z was about to deal the final blow. Rock Ghost punched the withered beast and was instantly knocked down. Rock Ghost was dumbfounded. Xiong was speechless. He couldn't believe that it defeated the beast in just one hit. The time remaining was 2 hours and 20 minutes. Still in first place, Li Pengyun with 290 points, followed by Guo Xinyi 200 points, Lu Gang 170 points, Liu Dahong with 100 points. In ninth place is Lin Zhe with 120 points, while Xiong dropped to 12th place with 70 points. Teacher. He knew about Zhe, and he acknowledged his skill when in less than 2 hours he went from rank 33 to rank 9. He learned how it happened when he saw him with someone. Zhang reminded him that he allowed him to strike first, but not eliminate them in one hit. He complained that he's left with nothing, so Z should share. Z replied that he didn't mean to. He explained that since the trial affects their admission to the academy, he always tells his beast to go all out in every fight. He told him that if he wants points, the next target would be his. Zhang pouted. He didn't like how the brat was acting high and mighty. He was certain that he'd be the one to laugh in the end because he would eliminate him and take his points. The system notified Z that a rare beast has been detected in the area. He thinks that it means more points. Then, not far from them, there was a golden tree trunk, and they approached it. Xiong couldn't believe they found a real golden tree. He expected it to count as bonus points, but the tree grabbed him while Z jumped backwards to evade its branches. The golden tree hangs Xiong upside down. Then it opened its eyes and mouth. It was actually a withered golden beast, plant type in rank 3 stage 9. He didn't expect that. He yelled at his pet beast to come save him. But when he checked, it was also restrained. It took him a while to react. He realized that the plant is draining all his spiritual energy. He yelled at Z to stop standing there and give him a hand. Z replied that they agreed that the next beast was his. Xiong told him not to be like that because the current beast wasn't like any other. It looked really strong, so he suggested that they team up. He begged him. Z replied that he trusts him to handle it, so he'll just leave. Xiong kept begging for his help. He decided to help him, but he asked him what he'll offer in return. Deep inside, Xiong was annoyed that he dared to blackmail him. He already planned that once he's saved, he'll make him pay. He replied that he has juicy info about the others, and if he helped him, he will share it with him. Zai asked him to talk. Xiong had no choice but to reveal that it was about the unique spirit techniques of Pengyun and Xinyi. He begged him to help again. Z wondered if it was something like Rhoda's enhancement skill. He knew it was valuable information. He called his rock pet beast, and instructed it to use crushing blows at the abdomen of the enemy. The rock pet beast charges forward. It jumped when the tree's branch attempted to grab it, then it sliced the branches. It almost reached the tree. But a golden branch wrapped around its torso and pulled it away. More branches came out and wrapped around the rock pet beast. Z realized that his rank 2 stage 9 beast still struggled with rank 3 stage 9 withered golden beast. It couldn't break free. He had no other choice but to secretly summon the Snow Maiden and end it quickly. But he noticed something. His pet rock beast trembled. He called it and taunted it by asking it if it was all it got. He ordered it to break free at once. The pet rock beast was annoyed, so its next move shocked the tree. At that moment, the rock pet beast was wrapped in a ball of vines. A smoke came out of its head. Xiong yelled that they were doomed, since it looked like it was about to be completely drained. Only 1 hour and 54 minutes left, and there have been 27 eliminated participants already. Ongdingter, he was curious what kind of power a genius who cleared an almost impossible trial had. The rock pet beast turned into smoke, and that smoke started circulating. Z was shocked. The rock pet beast had unlocked a new skill, a demonic spectral form that will last for 30 seconds. Xiong asked what it was. As Z expected, those with dual attributes had some special abilities. He was excited to see how powerful this demonic spectral form really is. The tree roared. It attempted to pierce the rock pet beast, but its branches just passed through it. It got confusing. Z noticed that in demonic spectral form, the rock monster has no physical body, so it can evade all physical damage and control. He was impressed. He saw on the screen that its skills are stone projectile, crushing blow, which was unavailable, and earthen spikes. He ordered it to use a stone projectile and aim for the eyes and abdomen. It activated its psychic power and hit the tree with rocks. The tree fell, and Xiong was dropped on the ground along with his pet beast. Z noticed the difference in the rank. The damage it created wasn't enough to defeat the withered golden beast. The mouth monster grabbed Xiong and started running. Xiong yelled at Z to start running already. He was worried, since if the brat goes down, the points will go down the drain. Z glanced at him. The tree got angry. It unleashed several branches towards Z. Our MC then called for Snow Maiden. It appeared in front of him and protected him from the incoming branches. He ordered it, and it used Snowstorm. Meanwhile, the 30 seconds for the rock pet beast was over. Z called it to use the crushing blow, and while the tree was frozen, it hit it on the abdomen. Snow Maiden continued to support. Z ordered the rock pet beast to activate the spectral form. While Snow Maiden used Thread Cascade, it rained ice crystals on the tree while the lower portion of it was still frozen. Z lifted his fist and attacked the tree with his spiritual energy strike. With that, the tree had been defeated. The system confirmed his victory. This led to the advancement of the rock demon to rank 3. It also learned a new skill called phantom duplication, which means that in spectral form, it can instantly split into 2. The clone had the same attack and power and copied all movements and skills of the original. It will last for 10 seconds and cost 100 achievement points. Z commented that it was such a useful skill. Even if it was expensive, he still thinks it was worth it. After splitting, the spectral form doubles its combat power, and it even leveled up during battle. It was no surprise that it's a king rank path. Z was pleased with it. At the same time, Teacher He watched him. With 1 hour, 20 minutes remaining, Z's points had reached 180. Teacher? He was impressed at what he did, and upon seeing the summoned ice-type beast, he could tell that it has divine rank potential. He wondered how the brat managed to do that. Z had learned that a rank 3 beast gives 60 points. With what he had done, he couldn't just keep a low profile. Suddenly, someone asked him what happened there. It was Xiong. He asked if the withered golden beast was gone. He had a nervous and surprised expression when he asked if Z had defeated it. Then, he pointed at the Snow Maiden and asked where she came from. He even asked which school she was from. Z had forgotten to dismiss her. Since Xiong saw them, he knew he couldn't keep pretending anymore. He thought of an idea. He played dumb and replied that he had no idea. He told him that it was her who defeated the withered golden beast. Xiong realized that she's a beast too, and the beasts fought each other. He also considered that she was a summoned pet beast, and her master could be nearby. But then he noticed that she's an ice type. It made him think that her master is the legendary Lin Z. He realized that if this legendary person defeated a golden beast, then his power was way above them. He got worried, since the next one to be eliminated could be them. Z was speechless. He instructed the Snow Maiden to pretend to attack them. That confused the pet beast. Then Xiong turned pale when he saw it targeting them. She threatened them with several ice crystals. Xiong cried and panicked. Xiong thought that if they both get eliminated, there will be a huge loss. He'd rather eliminate the guy next to him and then escape. His pet beast monster ate something. Z asked why he swallowed him. Xiong replied that it was to protect him. He told his pet beast through the system to go back first. Xiong stopped running when he was far enough. He was happy that he escaped and got points too. Z asked if it's okay now. He was surprised that Z was okay. Inside the stomach, Z lazily sat with a barrier around him. He asked what could possibly happen to him. He expected him to release him. Xiong panicked and said that the monster was still behind. He could tell that something wasn't right because the kid should have been digested already. He was puzzled on why he's still okay. His pet beast's stomach grumbled, and it vomited Z. Xiong asked him how he got out. He simply replied that it could be indigestion of his pet beast. Z told him that if the monster was still chasing them, they could team up to beat it. Xiong was speechless. He thought of him as an idiot. Z stated that it looked like nothing was chasing them anymore. Then he asked about the exclusive spirit technique. Xiong suggested that they head to the stone tablet first and see if their ranks made it to the top 10, and they could talk on the way. They started walking, and Xiong shared that an exclusive spirit technique is actually a unique spiritual ability that only a few extremely talented beastmasters can awaken. This kind of spirit technique can't be learned from books, and because it depends on the individual beastmaster's physical constitution. But since it's so rare, normal teachers won't teach it. Z inquired what are Xinyi and Pengyun's exclusive spirit techniques. They reached the stone tablet, and Xiang decided to check it out first. Still first on the list is Pengyun with 370 points, followed by Xinyi with 340 points, then Yang with 250 points, Gang with 210 points, and in fifth place is Lin Ze with 180 points. After him is Da Hong with 140 points, Tian with 130 points, Hao Yang who has 120 points, then Qin Sisi with 100 points. They have 58 minutes left. Xiang was bummed that his name wasn't there, but he expected it. But he still thinks that there's still a chance. He thinks he still has time, and the 10th place only has 100 points. And if he adds those stupid kids into his points, he knew he could safely make the top 10. He called him. His eyes widened. He saw on Ziwa's arm that he has 180 points. He couldn't believe it. And when he checked the stone tablet, only Lin Zi had that amount. It made him ask for his name, while trembling as the realization kicked in. Our boy then revealed his real name. Xiang couldn't believe it, especially when Z wanted to go together. Then he remembered that those who pass super difficult levels can have 2 beasts. He realized that the kid had been hiding his power all along. He learned that the ice beast pet was his too, and that he wanted to defeat him. Z reminded him that if it weren't for him, he would have been killed by that golden withered beast, so he told him to tell him the information that he has. Xiang refused to do that, though. He ordered his big mouth to crush Ze, but the rock pet beast appeared and punched the big mouth pet beast. Snow Maiden came out too, and froze his pet beast. Xiang fell on his butt. Z uttered that even if Xiang's aren't that much, they are still worth a rare rank beast 3, so he will take it anyway. Xiang decided to talk and begged him to let him go. But Z had changed his mind. He didn't bother much with the information since all spirit techniques are the same. Xiang wondered how it was the same. It's simply that all of those are no match for Z. He instructed the Snow Maiden to use an ice shower. Xiang cursed out loud. Unexpectedly, some yellow vines appeared and pierced him. This attack came from none other than Pengyun. He called Z and expressed that he had been waiting for him for a long time. Xiang called him boss and informed him to watch out for the ice element pet beast. Z didn't expect to meet him there. He takes it as the chance to finish their unfinished business before. Pengyun told Xiang that he could go back and rest. He was glad that his points were taken by his boss. It didn't feel like a total loss to him. And just like that, he's gone. Pengyun's points increased to 430. He encouraged Z to show his true power, and they would see who deserves to be ranked 1 among beginners. Z replied that he's not interested in the title of top beginner, and Pengyun could just take it if he wanted it. Pengyun took it as he's admitting defeat. He taunted him by saying that he didn't expect him to be a total coward. He expressed that after he takes him out, he'll eliminate everyone in the top ranks. He also mentioned that he'll also erase Xinyi, Yang, Gang, Guan, all of them. He went crazy as he admits that the satisfaction of crushing them feels addictive. The mention of Guan made Ze remember her. He noticed that Yang, Xinyi, and her are all in the same area. It meant that Guan was in danger. He immediately ran to the east, but Pengyun ordered his pet beast to block his way. Its vines extend, and it wrapped around a rock ghost, and in Z's barrier. Pengyun commented that he's so easy to catch, which led him to think that Z was just a clown with nothing but a name. He told his pet beast to drain their powers. Z cursed at him. He didn't want to play around with him. He made Snow Maiden sneak behind him and attack. That surprised Pengyun. He was turned into an ice statue. His poison ivy pet beast was caught off guard, and the Snow Maiden also turned it into an ice statue. Then the rock ghost smashed them. Z stated that he already told him, that he had no time to play around with him. The ice on the smashed vines melted. A guy approached it and commented that it had gotten such strong vitality that even after all that, he's still not dead. This person was Lu Gang. He commented that Z had forgotten to finish Pengyun, so he took this golden chance. He aimed for the points. He summoned his pet beast, which is an iron-armored dragon, a dragon type rank 2 stage 9, and ordered it to attack Pengyun directly. Gang expected Pengyun's pet beast to be revived, but he knew Pengyun doesn't have the capacity. Pengyun's statue got smashed, and he thought he secured his first place. But when he checked his arm, his points didn't change. He finds it strange. While his pet beast was confused with the moving vines, he turned around and was immediately attacked with vines. He was confused. Peng Yun stated that there's no harm in telling someone who's already eliminated. He revealed that it's his spirit, exclusive technique, mimicry synchronization. Gang ordered his iron-armored dragon to attack, but when there was no response, he checked and saw that his pet beast was pinned on the ground, and eventually turned into smoke. Back to our MC, Z sped off with the thought of Jinyi and Yang laying their hands on his sister. If they did that, Z would definitely kill them. Meanwhile, Guan was trapped in a bubble, and a steel-scaled young dragon in rank 2 stage 8, dragon type, rode the back of her pet beast. She couldn't break free from the bubble. The necromancer rank 3 stage 2 ghost spirit type and water type created that prison, and it can, to be escaped from the inside. Yang told Jinyi that he will leave it to her. If she takes Guan's points, she will become the head of a new class. Jinyi asked him why. She teased him that it could be because she's too pretty and he can't bring himself to attack her. He replied that he's not interested in other girls. Jinyi told him that there's no need to rush, and they should wait before they act. He asked what they were waiting for. She watched the forest. She was waiting for the big fish to take the bait. They were attacked with earth spikes. Yang noticed it and used a water shield. The dragon pet beast deflected that attack. Z appeared and called Jinyi and Yang, and told them to let her go. They were surprised to see that he has 2 pet beasts. Even Guan was shocked. She warned him that they are pretty strong, so he has to be careful. He assured her that he will save her right away. Yang asked him if he's Zhe, the guy who supposedly cleared the super difficulty level. Jinyi was happy to confirm her hunch. She felt that he's different from the others since the start. Yang wanted to fight him and see his strength for himself. She warned him to be careful because the guy wasn't ordinary. He replied that if he defeats him and gives his points to her, she will become the head of the new class. He also told her that he would rather lose his points to her. He ordered the necromancer pet beast to restrain him. It used water prison. The water formed around Z, but he stopped it by using soul force impact. Yang was surprised to see that his spirit technique is strong. To his surprise, the rock pet beast had approached him. He used water pillar assault formation. A water spike appeared from the ground. Then it trapped it into the water prison. He successfully caught one of Z's pet beasts. Z ordered it to be in ghost spirit form. When it did, it was able to escape from the water prison. Then it attacked using earth spikes. The necromancer also changed into ghost spirit form. Yang boasted about it and stated that it's also immune to physical attacks. Jinyi yelled at him to look behind. He was caught off guard when the spikes appeared behind him. He glanced behind him and saw the ghost spirit clone. Then Z commented that it's too bad Yang wasn't immune to physical attacks. Yang got angry. He ordered his pet beast to use a death spirit seal. It released a powerful force and sealed the rock pet beast and its clone. Z finds him annoying, so it made him think that the Snow Maiden had to step in already. He ordered the rock pet beast to return to its normal form, otherwise it will be defeated by the necromancer. Yang underestimated him. Z told him to shut up. He was ready to show him his true power. Jinyi watched carefully as he summoned the Snow Maiden. Jinyi realized that Z isn't someone that they could handle, and she knew that if it continues, they will be the ones who will get eliminated. Jinyi told them to stop and offered to talk about it instead. Z's brow furrowed. She told him that they all made it to top 10 and there was no need to keep fighting each other, especially when after that, they will all be classmates. But the Snow Maiden was still in combat position. Jinyi ordered Yang to release the girl. Yang replied that if they let her go and those two joined forces, it would be even worse for them. Jinyi yelled that he should do what he said. He followed her and canceled the water prison. Guan was free, and the dragon pet beast jumped off her pet beast. She thanked Zhe for saving her. Z assured her that as long as he's there, no one will dare to touch her. Then he told those two that he could still save his sister, even if he eliminates them so their offer doesn't really satisfy him. Yang got angry with his statement and decided to fight him all out. He ordered Jinyi to attack first, but Jinyi told Zhe that she has something that could satisfy him. Z simply replied, "Oh?" Then she told him about her exclusive spirit technique, wherein she can use her sensitivity to help him unlock his own unique ability. He replied that it's actually a good offer. Yang yelled that there's no need to help the jerk. His face turned pale when she saw her blushing. It made him feel more hatred towards Z. A few moments later, somebody arrived to join them. Z realized that he's still alive. It was Peng Yun. He was glad that they were all gathered together because he could eliminate them all at once. His presence annoyed Yang further. Jinyi told Z that they can work together and take first place. Z noticed how things are getting messy, and there's just 10 minutes left. Teacher. He watched them. Personally, he wanted to keep some of the new students, but if they fight each other, they might lose some talented ones. He told someone to step in, and they have 10 minutes to de-escalate the situation. Yang whispered to Xinyi, asking if she's not serious about it. He told her that he planned Peng Yun to hold him off so they could take advantage. She apologized to him because she really wanted to help Ze. His jaw dropped. It led him to think that she has a crush on him. He decided to fight him by himself. Peng Yun dared them to fight him all together, but someone stopped them. They were informed that there's no need for them to fight since all of them have been accepted, and that there's a special challenge mission prepared for them. A portal appeared. Someone stepped out of it. Since those students exceeded those of their peers, Teacher He wanted to test their true limit. He introduced the second-year students of the academy, and they were all ranked mid-tier. They were to spar with them, and if any of them wins, they will receive a one-time baptism. But if they lose, they could still enroll. Guan yelled that it was unfair since they aren't even counted students yet, and they were already matched to second years. And everyone has been through a lot of battles, so their pet beasts are exhausted too. But Z looked excited as they told him to come at him. Peng Yun expressed that it's a shame that he couldn't eliminate them, but from then on, they are classmates, so there will be plenty of chances to fight. Yang yelled at them to pass the second-year trial first. Xinyi asked Ye if it meant that they are allies now. She smiled at him, but Z remained expressionless. Guan butts in saying that her brother hasn't agreed to it yet. Z wanted to obtain the baptism reward because it enhances both physical strength and soul power, but he noticed how they only sent 4 people when there were 5 of them, which seems like they are being underestimated. Z told Xinyi that if they wanted to become allies, she had to team up with his sister to fight one of those second years. Xinyi and Guan both whine that they want to be with him. He told Guan that he'll fight them on his own, and if those 2 girls team up, they will have a better chance of winning. Xie Tao, one of those newcomers, asked them if they were done discussing. He asked who's going to fight him. He told them that if they want to come at him all at the same time, he's fine with it too. Yang wanted to fight him. He took this chance to prove himself to Xinyi. Tao recognized his guts, but advised him not to charge in recklessly. He summoned his wind-slicing mantis, insect type and rank 3 stage 8. Zhang Man pointed at Peng Yun and expressed that she's interested in him. Peng Yun replied that he won't go easy on her just because she's a girl. She summoned her Thunder Lion, beast type in rank 3 stage 9. Her face was flushed when he encouraged him to fight her with everything he got. Xinyi used her eyes. She stated that among the 2 that are left, the girl was relatively weaker. The guy with the pompadour called Z to fight because Z's hairstyle annoys him. Z agreed to it and told him to be kind. While the blue-haired girl commented that the female first years are cute, she expressed that she hates girls that are cuter than her. With that said, she won't hold back in fighting. Those 2 felt a queasy feeling. Meanwhile, back at the examination room, Xiao Yun and Xian were sad that they had been eliminated. Xiao Yun accepted that there were too many geniuses and, unless a miracle happens, they're definitely getting eliminated. While Xiang, on the other hand, cries out loud. Gang felt bad since he played safe the whole match but still lost in the end. Shui could still feel his cheeks hurting. Teacher. He noticed the people that stood out. Unexpectedly, someone taps his shoulders. It was Gao Wenbai. He told him to leave the next test candidates to him. Teacher. He knew he was there to snatch some students when he worked hard on selecting them. Teacher Gao replied that his testing methods were too extreme, so he might miss some talented students. He told him that he has 10 empty slots. He thinks that it isn't too much for him to find some golden picks among those who failed earlier. Teacher. He told him to handle it by himself. Teacher Gao announced that he has good news to those who didn't make it. He still had 10 remaining slots, and anyone who passed his test could be accepted. That made the students happy. Xian was happy that a miracle did actually happen. She told Xiao Yun that they are going to try harder. Everyone was determined. Meanwhile, back at the forest. Yang complained about the overwhelming difference in level. Tao laughed at Yang for losing to him. Lightning hits. Man expressed that Peng Yun's endurance was amazing. But he got roasted, so he lost, and if they continue, it will just be a one-sided slaughter. Peng Yun didn't move. He was utterly defeated. Man realized that he couldn't hear her anymore. Hui Hui expressed that the ones called genius are ridiculous. She told the girls that the school wasn't lacking in any geniuses. Her pet beast was intimidating. It's a berserker, a humanoid type in rank 3 stage 7. She lectured them that the time they spent on putting on makeup should be spent in training. Back at the exam room, Teacher Gao expressed that he doesn't agree with Teacher. He's methods. He thinks that one-sided oppression like that will only crush their confidence. He replied that he's only trying to suppress their spirit. Otherwise, once they enter the school, they will become arrogant and forget that there are always stronger people out there. Gao laughed when he saw that someone wasn't affected by his methods. Zetian's pet beast is a blazing warhorse, a beast type in rank 3 stage 9, and it was turned into an ice statue. He couldn't believe it. Zai called out to him and announced that he won. He was so happy to have found a gem. He had seen many geniuses before, but not like him. He expressed that it was as if they were seeing what the legendary 8 prodigies of the Federation looked like in their youth. He exclaimed that it was truly inspiring. Gao added that in Z's age, even the 8 prodigies probably don't even have that terrifying strength. He told Teacher He to assign Z in their class when the time comes. He replied that it wouldn't be fair because students who rank in the top 10 are supposed to be placed according to the rules. The system notified Zai that the blazing warhorse had been defeated. Zetian couldn't believe that he had lost. Guan celebrated Zai's victory. Jinyan admitted that she didn't expect him to be that strong. Yang was frustrated at how wide the gap was, but he was determined to turn the frustration into motivation when he returned. Tao asked if Zetian went easy. He couldn't believe that a student who wasn't enrolled yet had beaten a second-year student. Z asked them if they wanted to continue fighting. Tao got triggered. He warned him not to look down on them just because he used some trick to win. Z asked if all 3 of them were going to attack him all at once. Tao called him arrogant, then he sent his mantis to attack him. Rock Ghost charges in and blocked the mantis. Gao told him to stop the fight since Tao was no match for Z from the start. If it keeps up, the second year will lose face and Z will only make more enemies. He agreed. So he announced that it was enough and the trial was over. Tao protested though. Teacher. He continued to say that the only one who passed the trial was Zai, but he acknowledged that others did well too. He believes that their strength will improve greatly after they enter the Jiangning Academy. Tao cursed loudly and pointed a finger at Zai while telling him that they will settle it once he enrolled. Z gave him a thumbs up and told him that there was no need for a fight since Tao was a better one. That sarcastic remark made Tao angrier. He yelled that he won't forget it and they're gone. Afterwards, Z received his baptism rewards. His constitution increased from 8.8 to 10.8. His soul power increased to 1080 and his constitution increased from 5 to 9. Teacher Shi. He congratulated him for his admission in the Jiangning Academy. The system informed Zai that baptism was complete. He gained plus 500 achievement points and 1,180 remaining achievement points. Rock Ghost growth increased to 33%, and Snow Maiden's growth increased to 12%. When he came back to the exam room, he saw that the crowd had surrounded him. They portrayed a mix of awe and curiosity. Zai couldn't help but think that it's the same scene every time he wakes up. A woman grabbed his arm. It was Jinyi, and she informed him that she could sense that his rock ghost still has an unopened form. She told him that if he wants to find out more, he should come find her after the exam. He replied, "Okay." Teacher. He ordered silence in the room and announced that the students who scored in the top 10 were officially admitted. Then he announced Peng Yun as the top freshman. Everyone clapped, but they all have this puzzled look on their faces. They questioned how it was him. Peng Yun also knew that Zai clearly performed better than him, so he felt humiliated. Teacher Gao whispered to Teacher to say that Z deserved the freshman top spot more. He thinks it was unfair. He replied that they can't place all their bets on one person, and besides, the rules stated that the top spot would be based on score. Gao accepted his decision. Then he announced that those who are participating in the resurrection trial should follow him. Then those who are already in the top 10 can leave and wait for the entrance ceremony in 10 days. Guan comforted Xiao Yun and Si Yan. She had faith that they would pass the resurrection trial. Xiong approached Zai. He admitted that his intel wasn't good enough because he didn't know it was him. He flattered him about the way he fights and offered a proposal. Z asked him what he wanted. He applied to be his underling. Z was geshocked. Xiong declares that his respect for him overflows like an endless river. Z replied that he doesn't take any underlings. In addition to that, Xiong hasn't even qualified for enrollment yet. Xiong replied that he will certainly pass, so he should wait for him. Peng Yun saw it and scoffed. After that, they walked outside. Guan expressed that they should celebrate and spend a full day in the city. Z agreed because he was exhausted too and needed the time to relax. Guan told him that they will go back tomorrow and stay in the city for that night. Z agreed to her suggestion. It made her blush. But then Z took out his phone. He checked for hotel prices. He turned pale as he realized that he spent all his money last time to buy evolution materials for the stubborn rock pet beast. His current balance is only at 300. She asked him what was wrong and suggested that they go eat first. They went to a premium restaurant which allows dining together with their pet beast. Z was so confused, he didn't know that such a place existed. Guan expressed that she had been wanting to come in there for so long. She suggested that they summon their beasts too, since they had been fighting for them all day, and they deserve a good meal for it. Z agreed. Guan was shocked. Because the last time she saw little Snowball, she was still a little girl. She couldn't believe that she evolved that quickly, and she looked beautiful too. She inquired how he had done it. Z simply replied that his compatibility with his contracted beast is really high, but deep inside, it was because of the system. It was a long story, so he decided to explain it next time. She suggested that they order. He checked the menu. He sweated heavily upon seeing the prices. Rock Ghost was excited to eat, while Snow Maiden pets the bird and the bird liked it. The waitress approached them to ask if they were ready to place an order. Guan ordered a lot. 5 minutes later, the food was served. It was funny how Z looked so worried. Later on, everyone was full, while Z sweats heavily and wonders if they would just dash away. The total was 37,000 yuan. Guan offered to pay since she had some savings. Z was so relieved. Our broke MC was saved once again. After that, they went for a stroll. Guan admired the city view. She expressed that she's excited to study with him, while Z was thinking about earning more money. But taking missions would be too late for him. They passed by a shop where they could hear someone laughing loudly. A person was amazed. It was a ring. And the four-armed freak was hailed as a victor against a Titan kangaroo, a beast type in rank, 2 stage 3. The four-armed freak, mutant type in rank, 3 stage 2, grinned. The referee asked if there were any other challengers. He explained that as long as they can defeat the four-armed freaks, they will get all the money in the prize pool. They only had to pay a 300 yuan entry fee to qualify, and the winner gets the full 50,000 yuan prize. Z had just found a way to make money. He summoned his pet beast. It was the Rock Ghost. The referee explained the rules wherein spirit techniques or spells aren't allowed. It was a hand-to-hand combat, only to bring the audience the raw, visceral thrill. Z asked the Rock Ghost if he's feeling confident. The referee explained further that when they are on stage, they will have to sign a death waiver. If the beast accidentally kills the opponent's beast, or gets killed itself, the ring bears no responsibility. Z asked Guan if she wanted to watch the match. She asked him if he wanted to join. He replied that he won't decline the free money. The system had confirmed that the four-armed freak is rank 3 stage 1, and his rock pet beast is rank 2 stage 9. He erred to the safe side and upgraded it. He placed his hand on it, and it released a powerful red glow. It had been upgraded to rank 3 stage 3. He spent 780 achievement points for it, so he was left with 400. The higher the level, the more achievement points needed for upgrades. Guan was curious how the pet beast had just leveled up. Z replied that it could be because of the good meal. She expressed her belief that they would definitely win. The referee announced that a new challenger appeared. He encouraged the crowd to give him an applause for his courage. The referee described Z as a scrawny little kid with a red-haired stone creature. He looked down on them, and everyone laughed. They think that the brat was out of his mind. They asked where he came from. Rock Pet Beast burped while the crowd makes fun of it. The four-armed freak towered over the Rock Pet Beast. Zhang Shu is the name of its owner. He told Z that if his pet beast accidentally kills his little pet beast, he shouldn't come crying at him. Z smiled and encouraged him to go all out. He called him an arrogant brat. They signed the death waiver, and the referee announced the start of the match. Shu ordered his pet beast to show its power. It tried to grab the Rock Pet Beast, but missed. Z could tell that in terms of speed, Rock Ghost has the advantage. It attacked with a kick. But its leg was grabbed, then it tried to punch, but its fist was blocked by the four-armed freak's hands. Then the Rock Ghost was lifted in the air and was thrown on the other side. It fell face flat on the ground. Z got worried. Shu stated that his four-armed freak may not look fancy, but when it comes to pure brute strength, he can beat many beasts above his rank. As Z expected, the rules definitely favored the four-armed freaks. That's why it was no wonder that they are so confident. The four-armed freak joined 2 of its fists. Rock Ghost saw the incoming attack, so it tried to back away. But the four-armed freak grabbed its leg and hit him with two of its fists. Shu taunted Z if that was all he got. The crowd was impressed while Guan was getting worried. Z thought that if skills were allowed, the Rock Ghost in his undead form could toy with a brute like that. But unfortunately, the rules don't allow it. He realized that in pure strength, he's clearly outmatched, especially when the opponent has 4 arms, perfect for brawling. However, the last time Rock Ghost unlocked a form was when he was in danger. So if what Xinyi said was true, then it was worth betting on. So it was either it unlocks a new form or gets killed by the 4-armed freak. Z questioned it if it was truly fighting at full power. He taunted it by asking if it was always going to rely on Snow Maiden to secure a win. The 4-armed freak was about to step on its head. It lifted its head. Then it got up and released a powerful punch. Its stone skin fell off. It unlocked the Ghost General form. This will last for 60 seconds, and with it, speed increased by 300% and defense reduction at negative 100%. Z was thrilled to see its surprise transformation. He realized that the rocky armor attached to its body can shed itself depending on the situation. The 4-armed freak attacked with 2 hands, but Rock Ghost leapt high to evade it. Shu asked if it hadn't learned its lesson. The 4-armed freak was about to grab the leg, but it disappeared. Shu was surprised by what just happened. 4-armed freak were confused. It turned to its side, but to its surprise, it was kicked from behind. Rock Ghost grinned. Then it attacked consecutively, causing the 4-armed freak to curl its body. When there was just 10 seconds remaining, Z yelled that it should stop playing and finish it. It charges forward and released Lightning Charge, which made the 4-armed freak fall. Rock Ghost has advanced to rank 3 stage 4 and Lightning Charge has been unlocked, but it is only usable in Ghost General form. After that, the Ghost General form had ended. Shu couldn't believe it. Even the crown was in disbelief. The referee declared the winner. It was the 4-armed freak. Z turned pale upon hearing that. They asked why when the 4-armed freak clearly lost. It was ridiculous. One person explained that the brat ignored the rules and used a skill. The referee confirmed the violation. The crowd saw that the pet beast changed form, but some argued that it just shed its armor so it couldn't be considered a spell. Guan yelled that it was too unfair. Shu told Z that he won't be able to walk away with the money so easily just because he pulled a little trick. Z admitted defeat in the beast battle, but proposed to have a one-on-one brawl between them. And if he wins, the prize money will go to him. Shu asked him if he's challenging him. The referee couldn't believe that he's actually proposing a real person fight. The referee introduced Jiang Shu as a former professional free-fighting champion. The crowd cheered for them to fight. They wanted to see blood. Z uttered that it's more exciting than a beast battle. Rock Ghost looked sad. Z comforted it by saying that it had won and he'd take care of the next one. It was touched by his words. Shu nodded at the referee. Then he announced that Z is the first in history to dare challenge Shu himself. He yelled that if he can beat Shu next, he can still take the prize money. The crowd encouraged Shu to teach him a lesson and let the blood flow. Z nodded at Guan. Shu taunted him to come at him so they could have some real fun. Meanwhile, someone asked Xinyi if she had truly fallen for Ze. It was Yang. She replied that it's not his business, and she made it clear before that she only thinks of Yang as a brother. Yang questioned in what way he was worse than a brat. He added that she barely knew him, and he didn't want her to be hurt. Xinyi was firm that it was her own business. She told him to go back and rest early. He watched her walk away with a sullen expression. He stomped away while vowing to surpass Z someday. When he was on his way, he heard someone ask for help. It was a blue-haired woman, and on her feet is a defeated Flamehound fire type rank 1 stage 2. Yang kicked the monster that was holding her, and it crushed on the opposite side. He asked her if she was okay. He also inquired where the vicious beast came from. There was a person on the rooftop, and it replied that there was no such thing as a vicious beast in the world. He immediately stood up and put his guard up. The person jumped down. He asked who he was and if it was his contracted beast. The man replied that if a beast is used by humans, it is called good, and if not, it is evil. He questioned who decided that. Yang asked what he was trying to say. The man shared that beasts live far longer than humans. But because humans like loyalty, some beasts refuse to submit to another master after their first one dies. They end up living in loneliness for a long time, with no one to care for them, no one to love them, sometimes even being labeled as a vicious beast. Yang had enough of this nonsense, so he summoned his pet beast. Then man asked if he's Tan Yong. Yong was surprised that the man knew his grandfather's name. Then he encouraged the man to surrender at once, and he'll take him to the Beast Taming Association to receive punishment. The beast approached him, but the man ordered it to step back. He touched the flamehound's head with his fingers, and its consciousness got distorted. It was in pain, and it turned vicious afterwards. Yong had no idea what was going on. The man expressed that he was actually planning to find people like Yong, but unexpectedly, he actually presented himself to him. He wanted to see if he was worth using. Yong was overwhelmed. The flamehound had changed into a menacing one. Meanwhile, while Xinyi was walking around, the noise from the arena caught her attention. The crowd cheered for their fighter. She checked out what was happening, and was surprised to find Z. She then started cheering for him. Moments later, Xinyi was surprised to find herself beside Ning. The fighter boasted his victories like the first free fight championship he won in Kangxia City back in the year 3241. In 3243, he defeated the heavy puncher Lai Long from Saruka Country in Qingping City. Then he went to win the Jiangning Free Fight Championship 3 years in a row. He was Zhonggu, aka Flesh Shredder. While he was yapping, Z was thinking about the average person's constitution, which was between 2 and 4. He estimated that guy to be in between 4 and 8. Gu noticed his nonchalance reaction. Most people would be shaking in their boots just hearing his record, but that brat didn't even flinch. Then he told the kid that he would let him throw the first punch so that people won't say that he bullied him. The referee told him to be careful not to break his hand. Gu told everyone to pay attention, while Z replied that he won't hold back. His fist landed on Gu's cheek, making him bleed, and that threw Gu off his feet. Everyone was surprised that he fell out of the ring, and was left unconscious. The referee couldn't even understand what just happened. In a blink of an eye, Gu was taken down with a single punch. Xinyi and Ning were so happy that they gave each other a high five. They realized what they just did, and awkwardly ignored each other. The referee told them that he hasn't announced the start yet, and Z attacked first, which means he violated the rules. He was about to say the winner was otherwise. But Z glared at him, and it scared him, so he made an excuse that he just misspoke. Then he announced that the young man didn't violate any rules, and declared him the winner. With that, Z received 50,000 on his account. He was happy that they got money for the hotel that night. Ning and Xinyi approached him. Xinyi tapped his shoulder and praised him. She honestly thought he couldn't beat the guy. Ning pointed out how they're not actually close with each other. Xinyi reasoned that they had teamed up before, which makes them teammates, and they would be classmates too. So she reintroduced herself and wished that they would get along. Ning pouted. Z simply asked what she was doing there. She replied that she came there to help him awaken his exclusive soul power, on a condition that he'd consider her as a friend. He invited her to a quiet place to talk. They went to a hotel. The two girls sat awkwardly on the bed. They were confused on how they ended up booking a room. Z told her to begin. Xinyi explained that her exclusive soul power was called perception. She has had it since she was 7. She was able to sense things that normal people can't, like someone's aura, direction, or even possible future events. Ning was amazed. Then he asked her how she could help them. She told him to close his eyes and he followed. She closed her eyes too and got close to him. Ning felt left out, but Xinyi hushed her. She explained that she had to do that because it's the only way she could sense his power and guide him. Ning pouted, but she decided to trust her. Xinyi was distracted with how fast her heart was beating. She willed herself to concentrate. Then she sensed this pastel swirl of colors. Eventually, she saw a figure, but it was only a form. Then she told him that she saw a strange, contracted beast, but it didn't look like his rock ghost or snow maiden. It was more like a fusion of the two. Back in the real world, Z clarified if it was a fusion. She replied yes. She told him that her constitution wasn't high enough, so she can only sense vague information. Then she told Ning that it was her turn. Ning asked if they really had to be forehead to forehead. She replied yes, because the potential buried deep inside could only be sensed that way. She closed her eyes, and when she opened it, she was surprised at what she saw. There was a figure with horns and tail standing at the center, and was surrounded by crawling creatures with horns and tails too. Then the creature at the center looked at her. She was spooked. It made her step back. Ning asked what she saw. She replied that it was just some black shadows. She suggested that her potential hasn't manifested yet, and it might take more training before she could sense it. But deep inside, she had a bad feeling about it. She decided not to tell her about it for now. It was already 11:29 p.m. It had gotten so late. She expressed that she's just a little girl with nowhere to go, and if she goes out, she might run into bad people, so she expects them to let her stay the night. Ning and Z were caught off guard. They didn't answer, and she assumed that it was a yes and thanked them. So all three of them slept on the bed with Z at the center, wide awake. The girls pretended to sleep. They even both peeked just to look at our MC. Z felt uncomfortable. But enough with these bitches. He thought of the fusion, and how it was time for the Rock Ghost and Snow Maiden to get along. He had to activate their exclusive technique as soon as possible. 10 days later. The class placements were out. They checked the board for it. Z was placed in number 1. Ning were glad that they're in the same class again. Xinyi was placed in their class too. Ning didn't look pleased. Suddenly Yang approached Xinyi. She asked him what happened to him. She thought he got into another fight. He simply replied that he ran into some tricky people. He was sad that he's in class 2. He accepted that it was fate. Meanwhile, Pengyun was relieved that he wasn't in the same class as Zhe, otherwise he won't be able to hold back from killing him. Yang admits that he seriously wants to hit him. Ning approached her friends. She was happy that they passed too. They got into class 4 because only classes 1 and 2 were elite classes, and they got better treatment. But they're still happy that their hard work paid off. They thanked her for training them. Inside the classroom, he stood in front of the students and announced that he would be their homeroom teacher for class 1, the elite class, and he'd be guiding their cultivation for the next 3 years. They had many classes, and they're free to attend, or not. But his requirement was that, even if they don't attend class, they won't stop cultivating. He also informed them that there will be periodic evaluations. Anyone who fails will be reassigned to regular class, and the top 3 scorers in each evaluation would receive a scholarship around 100,000 yuan. Ning commented that it was such a high scholarship, just 2 wins and she could afford a new high-grade contracted beast. Teacher. He added that the school also offers various clubs and entertainment and cultivation programs that they could explore after class. But there's one program that he requires everyone to attend. It was virtual combat. Behind the teaching building was a special virtual combat hall that can accommodate thousands of students at once. Through virtual battles, they can gain real combat experience and level up both self and beast. And because it's a fully networked virtual system, they won't just face students from their school. They will also be up against all Beastmasters across the entire Beastmaster Federation. Ranking up there not only earns them huge rewards, but also their points ranking determines their bronze, silver, gold, and Beastmaster tier placements. Z thought of how he needs to upgrade Rock Ghost and Snow Maiden levels quickly, back then while they were in the living room. He told them to fuse. But it failed because of a level mismatch. After that, teacher. He stepped down from the podium and dismissed the class. Z was looking forward to the virtual combat area to level up. When he left the classroom, he was bombarded with so many club offers. A woman offering the Winter Club approached him. She claimed that they're the most authoritative club for ice-type pet beasts. Aside from her, a man from the Colossus Club also approached him and told him that their focus was rock-type pet beasts. They would spar and grow together. There was also someone from the Spirit Club who approached him. Z turned them all down. Someone noticed that the High Mountain Club people had arrived. They were so tall. Z asked who they were. The girl from the Spirit Club shared that they're one of the top 5 clubs at Jiangning Academy, and every member was an elite. The second year at the front was an officer of the High Mountain Club. He ranked in the top 3 on the entrance exams. They approached him. Luo Han confirmed if he was Z. The man behind him affirmed that it was him. Xinyi could smell the trouble. She didn't expect the guy from last time was a member of the High Mountain Club. Z asked what the problem was. Han told him that he's giving him a chance. If he joins the High Mountain Club, they'll forget what happened before. He pointed out that they don't just recruit anyone in the club. One of the members urged him to be smart and not waste the opportunity given to him. Despite that, Z blatantly refused. To him, joining a club would just bring unnecessary trouble. It wouldn't even help him grow at all, especially that High Mountain Club. Han was offended by his rejection. One of the members yelled at him to stop being ungrateful. Then he threatened him that if he doesn't join, he'd be making an enemy of the club. Z replied that it doesn't bother him, then he left. Han grits his teeth. Xinyi felt so proud of him. Ning was concerned, though. Z replied that joining a club would just bring more headaches. He added that if they're really capable, they could prove it with their strength and change his mind. They arrived at the room. There were so many people. Z decided to get started too. Ning was determined to catch up with his pace. They closed their eyes, and when they opened it, they were transported to a virtual space. Z checked his status window, which showed that he's a trainee with 0 points, 1 match, 0 win rate, and ranking of 573,620. He realized that there's so many people in the virtual combat. He set a small goal first, and that was to make it to the top 10,000. Matching was successful, and the battle would begin in 10 seconds. He was surprised. The area switched to a grassland. The opponent spoke to him, asking if it was his first time participating in virtual combat. He asked if he was a student. Z nodded. The man grinned. Then he shared that every year, a bunch of rookie newbies enter the system during the school opening season. He felt lucky to face one. He was ready to claim those free points. He unleashed his pet. It was a steel tusk boar, a beast type in Stage 2 Phase 1. The man was excited to have a good fight. Z saw his ranking, and it made sense that he was matched with a complete newbie like him. He called Rock Ghost. It looked down on the boar. The man was arrogant, saying that he would show him the difference that age and experience make. Rock Ghost simply placed its foot on top of the boar's head, and the boar was defeated. The man's eyes widened, and his jaw dropped from the shock. It was a freaking one-hit KO. Rock Ghost also fought with a Viking warrior, a humanoid type in Stage 2 Phase 3. Z's rank increased to 573,511. Then they defeated a spirit cat, a beast type in Stage 2 Phase 6, which brought his ranking to 572,494. After that was the foul-smelling man eating flower, a plant type in Stage 2 Phase 9, which brought Z's ranking to 548,325. 2 days later, Rock Ghost advanced to Stage 3 Phase 7, while Snow Maiden advanced to Stage 4 Phase 2. Z's current rank was 99,832. Being in the top 100,000 gets him plus 1,000 achievement points. He thought of how the past 2 days of high-intensity battles allowed Rock Ghost to leap 3 phases. He decided to call it a day. He knew that it was also already exhausted. After that, he read the article about the ultra-talented rookie that broke into the top 100,000 ranking in just 3 days. There were comments like his win rate was 100% and they couldn't believe that he's just a freshman. They were curious who this guy was. Ning also woke up. She asked him when he woke up. Pengyun saw him and greeted him. Z called him the top freshman. Pengyun scoffed. Then he pointed out how Z was working that late, and he had shocking news to him. Z asked if the news was him dropping out. Then he boasted that it only took him 3 days to break into the top 150,000 rankings. Ning was surprised. He looked proud of himself. Then, Ning informed him that Z made it into the top 100,000. She just saw the update online. Pengyun had this shocked and defeated expression on his face after hearing that. After that, they left the room. Ning told Zay that she was stuck at around 180,000, and no matter how she tried, the harder it was to climb higher. So she was thinking of contracting another pet beast. She asked him if he had any recommendations. He was shocked. He asked her when she had qualified for a second pet contract. She reminded him that she's the only one in their class who cleared the advanced difficulty. He remembered that there was just one person who cleared advanced difficulty, and he was the one who cleared the super difficulty. He made an excuse that he was just messing with her. He asked if she had decided what her second pet would be. She replied, "Not yet." She still needs to consider its growth potential, rarity, and how well it pairs with her flame-wing bird. He told her not to worry because when it comes to choosing pet beasts, he got some experience, so he'll help her pick. He also thinks that it's about time that she gets a pet beast with a hidden evolution path. She invited him to go to the pet shop on the coming weekend. Little did they know, Shinyi was at the gazebo when she noticed them. Those two said goodbyes to each other. Then she approached Z while saying that they really seemed close and inseparable. Because those two trained together, studied together, and even ate together. It made her curious about what their true relationship was. Z didn't answer, and simply told her that if she doesn't need anything else, he'd head back and rest. But she grabbed his hand and yelled that they might be in trouble soon. She shared that Yang was attacked by a mysterious person recently, and from his memories, it seems that the targets were the test candidates. He asked who it was and what their goals were, but she had no idea. What she knew was that they possess strong and unique soul art that can demonize pet beasts. So she warned him to be careful. He thanked her for the warning, then left. Ning wondered if demonization was connected to the future that she sensed for Ning. She felt bothered by it. The next day, Z's goal was to reach the top 10,000 ranking. He made Snow Maiden fights and reached rank 10,002. Unbeknownst to him, someone researched about him. This sketchy person targeted him to be tested. Back in the virtual combat room, the match has been found. Z was surprised with his opponent. The guy wore this skeleton mask. It made him ask when it became a trend to wear one during battle. The man didn't answer and proceeded to summon his pets. There was the spiked shell turtle, an earth type in Stage 4 Phase 1, and the dragonfish, a water type in Stage 4 Phase 1. Then the man told Z that he shouldn't expect that he's the only one with 2 pet beasts. Z agreed to 2 versus 2, because it was just fair. Both the Rock Ghost and Snow Maiden are now ready to fight. Z saw 2 Stage 4 pet beasts. It looked like anyone ranked around the top 10,000 was truly a powerhouse. He can't even imagine how strong the top 10 were. The man knew his name and admitted that he didn't expect him to reach the rank in such a short time. He shared that the ones he faced so far were all small fry, and only by defeating him and breaking into top 10,000 can he be considered a true elite. Only then he would qualify to work with them. Z told him not to speak for others, without their consent. He wanted to stop the talks and begin the match at once. The man was determined to show him that there's a sky beyond the sky, and a man beyond every man. The dragonfish released a water beam. The Snow Maiden blocked it with ice. Then the Rock Ghost charges in, while the shell turtle releases spikes. Rock Ghost saw it, and it used its ghost spirit form. The shell turtle changed to war chariot form. The Snow Maiden blocked it using a taming shield, so it spins away, but it noticed something on the side. The attack was followed up with a water whirlpool by the dragonfish. It restrained the Snow Maiden while the spinning shell turtle attacked again. Rock Ghost released earth spikes, but it did not stop the turtle. It continued to spin towards the direction of the Snow Maiden. It watched it and snapped its finger. It unleashed Frost Nova. The turtle stopped and a part of it froze. The owner acknowledged that it's not bad, and he got some real skill. Though he gained the upper hand for now, he's on the defensive. He saw how the man's 2 pet beasts coordinate very well. He realized that he needed to let Snow Maiden and Rock Ghost build synergy in the future. The man stated that the real battle was about to start. He used Mad Morph. Then the turtle was covered in mud while the dragonfish sprayed it with water. The mud started to form. He used the joint technique, water-earth reforging. It made the turtle larger. Z was surprised to learn that there's even such a technique. It widened his horizons. Then it started spinning again. Rock Ghost waited so it could attack, but it just got squashed. Z immediately used the extreme frost domain, so the Snow Maiden released ice on a wide area. The front portion of the turtle froze, so he used Soul Force Shock. But it was completely unharmed. The man was proud because a spiked shell turtle's defense wasn't something other pet beasts can match, let alone mud frozen solid, which makes it like steel. He told the kid that he had a lot to learn. He made the dragonfish use a high-temperature water blast. Z was surprised that the fish can spit hot water too. He panicked because he couldn't activate the extreme frost domain again in a short time. He covered the Snow Maiden and created a shield. The spinning turtle hit them and totally crushed his barrier. Then, the man told our MC that he passed. Seeing how he was hurt, Snow Maiden wanted to retaliate, but Z ordered it to stop. He admitted that he lost fair and square, and they still have time to train and grow stronger. The system informed him that his rank dropped to 10,081, and he would exit the battle in 30 seconds. The man saw how in the critical moment he didn't hesitate to protect his pet beast with his life. It was no wonder their boss had his eyes on him. The turtle spat out the Rock Ghost. Z asked him what he meant. The man invited him to join the symbiosis group. He told him he could awaken his hidden potential and take him even further. He commented that it doesn't sound like a campus club, so he asked him what his goal was. The man pushed him to answer yes or no only, and pressured him even more since their time was short. Z replied no because he wanted to defeat him on his own. The man replied that it was good and he would wait for him there. It was big news when the newly risen god of war stopped at rank 10,000 because he had encountered first defeat. One comment says that for a newcomer, that was pretty strong, while there are others who waited for the brat to crash and burn because he's too cocky. Pengyun continued to read the comments. Then when he saw Z, he asked him if he also encountered the symbiosis group. Z replied yes and asked him if he joined. Pengyun scoffed as he didn't want to be underestimated. He told Z that anyone who tries to show off in front of him will surely pay the price. He inquired if he knew their origins. Pengyun replied that he'd figure it out. Z noticed that there seems to be quite a few of them. He had no idea what they were planning, but it looked like they were the ones that Shinyi warned him about. He thought of the masked guy that he recently fought and wondered if he could get any information out of him. He couldn't just let things be because of the bad feeling that he can't shake off. Outside the building, Z walked around while reflecting on the status of his beasts. Rock Ghost was at rank 3 stage 7, and Snow Maiden is at rank 4 stage 2. The remaining 1,000 plus points should be enough to upgrade Rock Ghost to rank 4, but without the materials, it was impossible to break through. Rock Ghost's next evolution form, Earth Spirit, required reaching rank 3 stage 9, following the conditions that growth rate must reach 100%, 30 high-grade Earth Element Essence, and 3 Spirit Nurturing Stones. Buying all that stuff with money would cost at least 40,000. While he was lost in thought, someone called out to him. It was Zhang. He saw on the news on the forum that he was defeated. He was surprised to learn that someone actually beat him. Z replied that he's not invincible. He noticed how well-informed, so he asked him on how to obtain high-grade Earth Element Essence and Spirit Nurturing Stones. Zhang informed him that those were all treasures. He asked how many he needed. He was shocked when he learned that there were 30 high-grade Earth Element Essence and 3 Spirit Nurturing Stones. He exaggerated that even if it resulted in robbery, he wouldn't get it. But then he thought of a place where his big bro could get those materials, so he offered to take him there. Z was ready to go there at once. It was at Lingyung Mountain. Before the Ancient War, a lot of dimensional cracks had appeared around the world, and those cracks connected to another world which was said that their pet beasts came from there. Several decades ago, the Beast Taming Association and various academies secured access to safe, secret realm entrances, thereby obtaining a continuous flow of resources. But there were also some unexplored areas. Many people entered in search of resources but never came back out. As a result, it was sealed off. Z asked him if he's certain that entering the secret realm will get him what he wants. He was confident because some formidable individuals have managed to come out with a portion of the resources. He went through a lot of trouble to dig up the information. He was certain that the secret realm contains resources such as high-grade Earth Element Essence and Spirit Nurturing Stones. Z praised him for a job well done. He was convinced to take a look. They approached the warp zone. Z was ready to jump in when Xiong grabbed him. Xiong told him to reconsider, because when he ran into danger there, he might never make it out. He replied that as long as he gets the materials, it would be worth the risk. He told him that he can go back first if he's afraid. Despite that, Xiong was determined to go. He claimed that the ultimate goal of gathering all that intel was precisely for that moment. And with his big bro around, he thinks that they'll be able to get a lot of good stuff, and they might strike it rich. They jumped in the warp zone. Xiong groaned when his legs hit the concrete ground. They arrived in a cave, and as soon as they arrived, Xiong saw something shocking. He immediately summoned his pet beast. To gather the crystals, it was a low-grade crystal which can be used to upgrade low-grade Earth-type pet beasts. Although it doesn't cost much, things that used to cost money can then be obtained for free inside that secret realm. He happily made his pet beast grab a lot, but Z could sense that something was wrong, so he told him to stop. Right at that moment, a lizard covered in crystal appeared. It was a crystal gecko, a rock-type beast in rank 2 stage 4. Z realized that the materials actually grow on other pet beasts. The so-called evolution materials were part of the bodies. Given that it was only rank 2 stage 4, he expects that Xiong could handle it already. Xiong was confident with his big mouth monster. The big mouth monster ate it, and they just had to slowly wait for it to be digested inside the big mouth monster's belly. Unexpectedly, Big Mouth spat it out, and it looked like it had a tummy ache. Xiong understood what it said, that he couldn't eat it because it was too hard. Z was surprised that he could understand the language of beasts. The crystal gecko made a loud noise, and they got cautious, since several of them showed up and surrounded them. Xiong got worried because his big mouth wasn't suitable for group battles. Z told him to stand back. The Snow Maiden unleashed a blizzard. Then the Rock Ghost punched the frozen monsters. Xiong collected it while saying that it would make them rich. Then he informed him that Big Mouth would hold on to those things for him, and once they got out, he could have 70% while 30% for himself. But Z ordered him to throw it all away. He didn't understand why. The crystals aren't worth much on their own, but when there's a lot of it, they could make great money. Z explained that the Big Mouth monster can only carry so much, and those low-grade materials weren't worth keeping. He expected there to be better materials deep in the secret realm, and when they found it, he would let him pick up as much as he wanted. He agreed to his point, so they went deeper. They saw a green bug. It looked like Z wouldn't find the high-grade Earth element and Spirit Nurturing Stones on those bugs. They arrived in a well-lit part of the cave. Something had crawled on the ground. Xiong asked what those things were. Suddenly, a rockish-looking snake bit the big mouth. Z jumped when he was attacked. Then a rock ghost punched the monster. It was a giant rock snake rock type 3 stage 4. Z wasn't happy that those things simple ran away after one shot, and they're stuck defending themselves, which puts them at a disadvantage. They prepared in advance based on their movement patterns. Z instructed them to strike a fatal blow when they appeared. Xiong threw stones to the snake rock to make it drop the big mouth monster. He chased when it ran away with the big mouth on its mouth. So, he was caught off guard when a snake rock appeared behind him and grabbed him, which resulted in him asking to be saved. It was a familiar scene to Z, since similar things happened before. Suddenly, the snake rock attacked him, but it got surprised when he put up a barrier around him. Then he called the rock ghost to grab it, and the snow maiden released an ice shower. The rock ghost had to jump away first. When that happened, Xiong was confused because from what he remembered, the rock ghost had a ghost form, and yet his big bro chose for it to jump away instead. Then the rock ghost grabbed the tail of the snake rock. It prevented it from burrowing. Another snake rock appeared behind it, so it accidentally let go of the tail to block the incoming attack. Xiong saw that it was about to attack again, so he yelled for it to dodge. But Z ordered it not to move. It had to wait a bit longer. And while the rock ghost was defending itself from the frontal attack, the other snake rock came out from behind, and Z found the right timing. At that moment, the snow maiden released the blizzard, while the rock ghost turned to its ghost form. Both of the snake rocks were frozen. Xiong realized that Z used the rock ghost as bait, and waited for those two snake rocks to show up together. Then rock ghost used a crushing impact, shattering those beasts. The system notified Z that he had killed a giant rock python, which grants him 2 high-grade earth element essences. With that, he only had to kill 28 more. Suddenly, Xiong called out to him again for help. The snake rocks burrowed, and he and the big mouth arrived in a dark place. They panicked when they saw several pairs of eyes. In an instant, he regretted coming there. The ceiling shattered, which caught all of the snake rock's attention. Then he saw his big bro. He was so happy that he came to save him, while Z was happy to have 28 more of those beasts. It was enough for him. Xiong waved his hand while hoping that Z wouldn't abandon him, but it caught the attention of the snake rocks. Several of them approached him, making him scream out loud. Z summoned the snow maiden, which released ice shards. Meanwhile, Xiong asked the big mouth monster if it thinks that they would die there. Naturally, the big mouth monster didn't want to. The snow maiden froze the snake rocks. Because of that, Z obtained a grade earth element. Although it only drops 1 material, compared to the adult giant snake rock, those immature, low-level giant rock snakes were too fragile. After defeating those and collecting the materials, he went inside the pit. Xiong was relieved that they had survived. He looked at Z with adoration while claiming that Z is his half-brother from a different mother and father. But his safety didn't last when a giant snake rock suddenly surfaced, throwing him into the air. While in the air, he complained that he's the one always beaten up. Z instructed the rock ghost to go save them. Rock ghost caught them both, and when it reached the ground, it threw them. Then it faced the snake rock. It looked like the snake rock was eager to fight them. Z called his pet beasts, Snow Maiden and Rock Ghost, for its time to show off the results of their teamwork training. The snake rock charged at them. Rock Ghost changed into ghost form, while Snow Maiden jumped away to evade it. Then it prepared to attack. It restrained the snake rock using Arctic chains. Then Rock Ghost changed back to its original form and charged. It changed to its ghost general form. Then it unleashed the lightning collision. After that, Rock Ghost leveled up from rank 3 stage 7 to rank 3 stage 8 with 24% growth. Then Z unlocked an achievement. He cleared the giant snake rock nest and obtained 500 achievement points, 10 high-grade earth element essence, and 1 spirit nurturing stone. He was happy to have 30 upgrade materials, and the Rock Ghost level even went up. Once he used the achievement points to gain experience points, Rock Ghost will meet the breakthrough requirements. Xiong exclaimed that he was awesome. Then he invited him to hunt for treasure since there should be plenty of good stuff in the nest. Suddenly, they heard someone clapping while telling them that it was a wonderful battle. A man hidden under a robe and hoodie stated that Z really deserved his attention. Z asked who it was and how he knew him. They got cautious. The man grinned and told him that he surely had heard of him. He was from the symbiosis group. Z didn't expect to encounter them again. Xiong couldn't believe that they guy was from the symbiosis group. Z asked him if he knew about them. He replied yes. Because 2 days ago, Peng Yun asked him to investigate the organization. They often attack beastmasters and steal their pet beasts. Those guys claimed to protect pet beasts. Their doctrine was to liberate pet beasts, and freedom was the path to symbiosis. While they were conversing, a dark creature appeared. Z added that they were the Extreme Pet Beast Protection Association, the symbiosis group. Since the catastrophe hundreds of years ago, ferocious beasts have descended upon the continent through dimensional rifts. Those that could be tamed by humans were called pet beasts. Those that refused to be domesticated by humans were called ferocious beasts. But the man in robe questioned why it should be like that. Human society was not only obsessed in distinguishing between the superiority and inferiority of others and themselves. They even insisted on ranking other species into arbitrary tiers of worthiness. The man thinks that the world was unfair, and the existence of the symbiosis group was to break that injustice. He could see Z's talent, so he wanted him to join the symbiosis group. Not only would they help stimulate their inner potential, but it would also unleash the true nature of his two pets and allow them to evolve into true kings. Z was surprised that this guy knew the hidden evolutionary paths of Snow Maiden and Rock Ghost. But he could sense that it wasn't right. He knew that this guy was just stirring up his emotions. He agrees that the world was unfair because it was a world where the strong prey on the weak, but he absolutely doesn't want to join any organization and be manipulated by others. Xiong yelled at him not to listen to the nonsense. He did some investigation and learned that the symbiosis group relies on that kind of rhetoric to deceive people everywhere. They were basically a group of terrorists in sheep's clothing. He reasoned that if they really had that kind of ability, they would have overthrown the Beast Taming Association and ruled the beast taming world long ago. The man realized that Za doesn't believe him. He was okay with that. His pet beast gave him a giant rock snake, rock type rank 2 stage 7. He held it in his arms, and then the giant rock snake's eyes changed. Moments later, it went berserk. Z and Zion, who witnessed that, turned pale. Then the man presented them with the beast. It had changed appearance. Its head was now spiky and black. He described it as breaking free from chains and being reborn. The man revealed that unleashing its true nature was the first step to evolution. The giant snake rock had become a demonized giant snake rock rank 5 stage 1. Z was surprised when he realized that this giant snake's rank had increased by 3 levels. The man had used a spirit technique that can demonize ferocious beasts and pet beasts, and now he's certain that he was the one who attacked Yong. This man urged the demonized giant snake rock to show what it was capable of. The beast screamed and summoned earth spikes. It moved quickly and attacked them, which caused smoke to fill the area. The Snow Maiden blocked its attack using an ice crystal mirror. Xiong cried because they were in deep trouble this time. If he had known this would happen, he would have taken Big Mouth out for a good meal. His crying stopped when he heard someone speak. The demonized giant snake rock communicated that its whole body hurts. He told Z about it, and Z was surprised. He got angry because this symbiosis group claims to pursue equality, but their actions were to control the weak and use them for their own benefit. He questioned the fairness that the man described. The demonized giant snake rock cried out loud. Z knew that running won't work, so he ordered Snow Maiden to freeze it with a blizzard. Then Rock Ghost would take the opportunity to find its weakness. Snow Maiden was now at rank 4 stage 2, while the demonized giant snake rock was at rank 5 stage 1. Ice type versus earth type leaves no elemental advantage under normal circumstances, unless they could draw another berserk card. Otherwise, it would be almost impossible to leap an entire major rank to defeat an enemy. But the demonized giant snake rock wasn't really at rank 5 stage 1. Z remembered that a spirit technique that overdraws the potential of a pet beast would definitely bring it a huge backlash. The system prompted him to confirm consuming all skill points to upgrade Rock Ghost's growth. The growth rate of Rock Ghost has increased. From rank 3 stage 8, it leveled up to rank 3 stage 9 with 100% growth. It attacked the demonized giant snake rock. Some rocks fell off from the body of the snake rock. The ghost general form can increase the speed of the Rock Ghost by 300%, but at the same time, the defense would be reduced by 100%, turning it into a glass cannon. Z instructed Snow Maiden to cooperate with it. She blocked the falling rocks using her ice so it wouldn't hit Rock Ghost. And then they sink. The fusion rate increased, which unlocked a combo skill. One of which was the Ice Core Crash, a powerful attack skill that injects ice energy into a rock core, filling it with extreme cold energy. It explodes upon hitting the enemy. Power and spirit power consumption would be determined by the charging time. Z was surprised when he had unlocked the combo skills. He realized that in order to unlock the fusion spirit technique, not only does it require the Snow Maiden and Rock Ghost to be at the same level, they also need a tacit understanding between them. Rock Ghost jumped high, and the demonized giant Snake Rock turned to follow it. Rock Ghost aimed for its weak point, making the demonized giant Snake Rock staggered backwards. But that didn't last long. In no time, it counterattacked. Rock Ghost was encased in ice. It came out safely. Snow Maiden looked like it was having a hard time. Z noticed that the situation wasn't good because the demonized giant Snake Rock attacks too frequently, and the Snow Maiden can't keep mobilizing the ice crystal mirror fast enough to shield Rock Ghost. The man wearing a robe advised them to try harder and not die so easily. Z instructed Rock Ghost and Snow Maiden to use their combo skill. He realized that the man wearing robe was just toying with them, and who knows what he plans to do next, so they have to end the fight quickly. He commanded Xiong and Big Mouth to find a way to attract the demonized giant Snake Rock's attention while his pet beast's skills took time to charge. Xiong felt scared about drawing its attention, but Zai reasoned with him that all of them could die in there and no one would even collect their corpses. Of course, Xiong doesn't want to die. He made Big Mouth use acid attacks, so Big Mouth spat an acid, and that hurts the demonized giant Snake Rock. Meanwhile, a giant ice forms, and as soon as it was ready, it was dropped on top of it. This was the Ice Core Crash skill. It was a combined effort of Snow Maiden and Rock Ghost. Z instructed them to attack, and that caused a huge explosion. Z and Xiong were kept safe because they were encased in a bubble. Xiong knew the demonized giant Snake Rock was still alive. He could still hear it. He decided to take a look. Xiong hesitated going there, but he eventually went with him. The demonized giant Snake Rock laid there and expressed that it hurts. It was uncomfortable and in pain. It asked for help. Xiong relayed that to Ze, so he encouraged him to put an end to his suffering. Z has this pained expression on his face as he concentrates his power on the tip of his fingers. Then, he struck the demonized giant Snake Rock on the head. The system notified him of the achievement that he unlocked. He was able to defeat the demonized giant rock snake by jumping levels, and he obtained 1,000 achievement points, 10 high-grade elemental essence, and 1 burst seed card. Another achievement was that he helped the demonized giant Snake Rock find release. With this, he obtained 500 achievement points, 2 spirit nurturing stones, 1 soul crystal, and 1 soul recovery elixir. He watched it turn back to its original state. Now that he had 2 more spirit nurturing stones, plus the ones from before, Rock Ghost now has all the materials and meets all upgrade requirements. He also received additional rewards like soul recovery elixirs and burst seed cards, and yet, he felt so upset inside. The man in a robe approached them. He noticed Zhao's expression and asked if he's angry. He pointed out that beastmasters also rely on slaughtering ferocious beasts to obtain materials. That made Z angrier. Snow Maiden also reacted and had prepared to unleash ice crystals, but Z tried to calm down. He agreed that beastmasters rely on hunting ferocious beasts to obtain materials, and similarly, if a beastmaster encounters a ferocious beast they can't defeat, they would become its food. He knew that the world was full of injustice and contradictions, but compared to those, he hated people like the man in the robe even more. That man talked about equality and freedom, and yet he imposed his own beliefs on others, exploiting those weaker than him at will. He described the symbiosis group as a bunch of hypocrites who claimed to be righteous. The man accepted that they reached an impasse, but he assumed that the girl who possesses demonic spirit magic would be willing to talk to him. Z realized that Ning was in danger. The man in the robe waved goodbye at him, but he ordered the Snow Maiden to restrain him. It resulted in an explosion. When the smoke subsided, they saw that he still got away. Meanwhile, at Zhongning Beastmaster Academy, Z was in panic as he asked students around if they had seen Ning. Bystanders noticed him. Xinyi noticed that he's anxious. Yang was bothered that she cared for him so much. She left him to go ask Ze what was going on. Z noticed her when she asked what was happening. He told her that he met the man who attacked Yang, and the next target might be Ning. Xinyi remembered that Ning said she would go to the virtual battle room to practice. Z headed there at once. Yi decided to go with him. Yang was confused about what was happening. Zhang filled him in on the details and he was surprised. He was annoyed that Zhang hadn't said anything earlier. He hurriedly left to help because he doesn't want that happening again. They looked everywhere for Ning. Peng Yun heard them and informed them that he knew where she went, and that if they wanted to know, they should beg him, and if he's in a good mood, he might tell them. But Zay grabbed his collar and yelled at him to talk. That forced him to do so. He explained that he happened to run into her. He overheard Ning's friend with a last name of Zhang saying that they're going to buy materials, so he assumed that they went to the pet shop together. Zay got more anxious when he couldn't get through her phone either. He instructed Xiong to notify the school immediately so they could all look for them together. Meanwhile, Ning slowly gained consciousness. He had no idea where she was. And then she saw Xiaoyun unconscious on the floor. That alerted her senses. Some men approached her and asked her if she's awake already. She asked them who they are and why they would kidnap them. Those men explained that it wasn't kidnapping because they just wanted to be friends. They revealed that they were from the symbiosis group. Upon hearing that, Ning yelled that no one wants to be friends with them and demanded that they let them go. She knew that the fire attribute of the demon flamebird could counter plant types, so she planned to summon it and burn the vines that chained her. But she suddenly felt immense pain on her body. The man with black robe explained that his poison ivy demon had already injected her with poison, so if she doesn't want to be crippled, then she shouldn't channel her spirit power. She decided to stall for time first and wait for the poison to wear off. She asked them to spit out what they wanted to do. The man wearing a mask explained that they just wanted them to join the symbiosis group for greater purpose. They need her strength to break through the unfair world together. They heard that she possesses a unique spirit technique that can demonize pet beasts, so they want her to cooperate with them and answer the questions properly. She argued that her pet beast could really transform into a demon, but that's only because of the ability of the demonic flamebird itself. The man realized that she has no plans to tell the truth, so they had to resort to some special methods. She yelled at them to stop and insisted that she knew nothing about any unique spirit technique. Suddenly the door opened. Z threatened them to put her down, and his dog pet beast let out a small bark. Wait, is this a new pet? They all turned towards the door. Ning was relieved to see Z. The man wearing a mask was surprised to see Z because the boss said he was going to meet with him. Concurrently, Z remembered this masked person whom he met on the battlefield. And then the masked guy realized something. When he saw the spirit mastiff animal type, rank 2 stage 3, it made sense to him now that Z had found him. Its skill was spiritual scent. It can track the scent of a designated target, regardless of visual obstructions. The fresher the trace, the more effective the tracking. The masked guy knew it was a tracking pet bred by the Beast Taming Association's search team. He realized that they had alarmed a lot of people this time. They decided to team up to defeat Z. The poison ivy roared. Ning warned Z about this poison ivy demon that has poison and could block the flow of spirit power. The poison ivy demon attacked Z. He was able to dodge the attack. And then Snow Maiden and Rock Ghost counterattacked. They reminded Z that this wasn't a virtual battle, meaning they could get injured or die. The masked guy used a combo skill of water and earth reshaping, and made it charged ahead. This pet beast created a blazing sand. Then the masked guy boasted that both of his pets were at rank 4, so Z was no match for him. So he warned Z to behave so he would suffer less. The hot environment limits the Snow Maiden, so Rock Ghost would have to be the main force. Z told the masked guy that his pet beasts were not the only ones at rank 4. Before coming there, Rock Ghost had already met the conditions for evolution, but he was in a hurry to find Ning, so he wasn't able to eat the spirit nurturing stone, which was the only step missing. So, at that moment, he let it eat it. The system prompted that evolution conditions for Rock Ghost had been met. It evolved into Earth Spirit. Ning was surprised that her brother's pet beasts were evolving so quickly again, and she also noticed that the mud turtle seems to have suddenly become afraid of fighting. The masked man wondered what was going on. He had never seen an armored turtle behave like that. There shouldn't be any restraining effect between the same type. Z confirmed her thoughts that there shouldn't be any restraining effect between the same type. But his Earth Spirit was no ordinary rock-type pet beast. It gained a new skill called Earthly Majesty. It is a crowd control skill that inflicts divine pressure from the core of the earth upon enemies within the area. All rock-type enemy units within the area would experience a level-based suppression. The effectiveness of this suppression was determined by the level difference. The symbiosis group members complained that there was something wrong with the situation. They realized that it wasn't wise to take it head-on, so they decided to just grab the woman and retreat. The guy in the black robe ordered his poison ivy demon. It wrapped its vines around Xiaoyun. And Ning was determined not to become a burden to her brother. She estimated for the toxins to have subsided already, so she called the demon flame bird, and it cuts the poison ivy demon's vines around them. Then she informed Z that they were okay. Xiaoyun was just asleep. She also told him to make sure to capture them. The members of the symbiosis group only planned to retreat because the search team would be there soon. They used poison ivy demon's poison fog. Z knew they wanted to escape. They were already outside the building when the masked guy blamed the guy in black robe that it was his fault for not being able to hold the woman down. It angered the guy in black robe, so he argued that the masked guy's pet was unreliable too. It chickened out before the opponent could even make a move. They continued to exchange banter while running away. The masked guy insists that Z's pet evolution was fishy and suggests that if the man in the black robe wasn't afraid, then he should have stepped up. He told him to stop saying nonsense and run away because the poison ivy demon's mist would wear off soon and they would come after them. Suddenly, Earth Spirit appeared on their path. It shocked them. Earth Spirit glared at them. A loud scream from them followed. Later that night, Ning demanded them to talk about the demonization exclusive spirit technique that they were talking about and about the greater purpose that they were talking about. These men were tied by chains made of ice and their mouths were stashed with cloth. Z remembered that the demonization spirit technique was the ability possessed by that hooded guy, so he wondered how an evil spirit technique could be connected to Ning. Z gave them the chance to tell the truth. He threatened them, so the man wearing black hood got scared and was forced to talk. He revealed that a scout reported that the freshmen at Jiangning Beast Taming Academy had great potential. The guy with a mask earlier had his mouth stuffed with cloth, and he couldn't believe that his friend confessed just like that. But the guy continued to share that most of the people who joined Symbiosis Group were low-level beastmasters and low-ranking pets with disabilities. So if they wanted to become stronger, they had to gather more strength. And Ning particularly caught their eyes because her pet beast was demonized during the assessment. Her spirit technique was very important to them. Demonization could increase a pet beast's combat power. He asked if they truly knew what that meant. Ning was tired of hearing that. She reiterated that it was the power of the demon flame bird. Z asked them why they would still target Ning when they have already mastered the demonization spirit technique. The guy admitted that their demonization wasn't actually a spirit technique, but rather it utilizes a strange item. He got curious about this strange item, so the guy told him that he would give it to him if they let him go. The masked guy kept trying to speak, but it was all muffled. He was getting noisy, so Z smacked him, resulting in that guy to have a lump on his head and feeling dizzy. Z was annoyed that they thought that they could negotiate with them. He ordered the Snow Maiden to do a body search. The guy felt cold when the Snow Maiden touched him, so he revealed that it was in his pocket. Snow Maiden got the Fissure Fragment. Hundreds of years ago, when the interdimensional rift appeared, along with the invasion of strange beasts, mysterious crystals also appeared. These crystals contained some kind of powerful energy, serving as materials for the evolution of pet beasts, and perhaps other uses as well. Ning asked what it was. She had never seen this in the Encyclopedia of Strange Items. The so-called strange items refers to supernatural items possessing unusual powers. They originated during the Great Cataclysm and were the product of the collision between the interdimensional rift and this world. Their functions vary. Some possess enormous space, far exceeding their apparent size, such as for storing items, or rare and precious materials that could enhance the combat power of beastmasters and their pet beasts, such as various spiritual herbs and ores. According to the system's description, the crystal was mainly used as an evolution material. The so-called other uses were probably just for creating demonized pet beasts. Ning's demon flame bird started making noises. It seemed interested in the material which may be related to its evolutionary path. So Zai gave it to Ning and told her that it must be some kind of evolutionary material. Then he shifted his attention back to the guy and told them that the demon flame bird's demonization ability. Before he could finish his sentence, someone called out to him. It was Xinyi. She asked if everyone's okay. Yang and Xiang followed after her. Z replied that they were all fine and the suspects had been apprehended. The suspects voiced out that they were not okay. They also explained that Xiaoyun was fine. She was only affected by the poison ivy demon's stun fog, and she'll wake up as soon as the poison dissipates. The spirit mastiff animal type walked towards the entrance. It was when the Beast Taming Association search group, A23, Captain Yu Yan, showed up. He ordered them to seal off the scene and check on the injured. He approached Z, who asked who he was. He introduced himself as Yu Yan, the captain of Team A23 of the Beast Taming Association search group in Ningjiang City. He heard from the principal that Z was an outstanding student among the freshmen for that year. He thanked him for providing information about the symbiosis group. He planned to apply for a reward. Z shook his hand. He also told him that they had taken over the case and they may need his cooperation during the subsequent investigation. Z was okay with that. Lastly, Yan informed him that he'd send someone to take him to the treatment center for another checkup to avoid internal injuries. One of the caught guys resisted because he doesn't want to leave his mask behind. Later that day at the treatment center, Xiaoyun woke up. Ning shared to her what happened. She just felt dizzy as she was walking earlier, and the next thing she knew was at the treatment center. She was thankful that Zay noticed something was wrong and came to their rescue. Ning felt bad for dragging her into the mess, but she knew that wasn't the case because Ze and Yang were also targeted by the symbiosis group. Xinyi was in deep thought about the symbiosis group approaching Ning for the demonization spirit technique. It made her wonder if that was related to the scene that she witnessed. She decided to talk to Zhe and Ning in private. They left the room and went to the hallway. Xiaoyun asked them if they remembered the time when she helped them investigate the potential of their spirit techniques back then. The sudden brought up of this topic caught the two off guard. At that time, Xiaoyun said that she only saw some dark shadows, but she wasn't actually telling them the whole truth. What she saw was Ning having demonic features, and countless demon-type beasts bowed at her feet. She apologized for the strange scene. She originally planned to do some research and get a rough idea before telling them. Ning replied that she only heard of demon-type fierce beasts. Xiaoyun explained that demon types were a very special branch, characterized by its extremely fast growth rate. However, those kinds of ferocious beasts were generally violent and cruel, and after being contracted as pets, they may gradually erode the mind of the Beastmaster. The Beastmaster would gradually become violent in temperament, dark, and twisted. Ultimately, they become a chaotic fallen one, committing all sorts of evil. Under the crackdown and control of the Beast Taming Association, the breeding and scale of demon-type pets were now prohibited. Some materials involving demon-type evolution were strictly controlled and prohibited from sale. Z shared that the person he met also had a demon-type pet beast beside him, but the man seemed to remain clear-headed. The Fallen One was a Beastmaster who had been devoured by the power of his pet. The Symbiosis group, on the other hand, was a case of pet beast suffering from a backlash from the power. He asked Ning how she demonized the demon flame bird. She explained that the skill was added after a fierce bird evolved into a demon flame bird. The demon flame bird was not at rank 2 stage 7. After demonization, it could reach rank 3 stage 2 lasting for 1 minute. With her current spirit power, she could only use it once a day at most. Z had seen the symbiosis group members demonized fierce beasts, and the effects were very unstable, and there was an enormous backlash. It seemed like they were trying to control the power, which was why they targeted Ning. Xiaoyun expressed that the world was full of wonders, and humanity's current development of spirit techniques was only at the tip of the iceberg. She tried to lighten the mood by telling them not to scare themselves. The most urgent thing to do was to improve their strength. She suggested the possibility that Ning would have leads on her power after she contracted a second pet beast. She added that if it was really the kind of spirit technique that could enhance her pet beasts, she would be amazing in the future. Ning was glum because she knew that if it really was a brand new spirit technique, the symbiosis group would be less likely to give up easily. But she also knew that becoming stronger was the best solution. She elaborated that when soldiers come, she would meet them with an army, and when water comes, she'll use a dam. She had this optimistic outlook to grow up so she could take control of her own destiny. Then she approached Z. With the first trial after the start of the school year coming, the demon flame bird has been stuck at rank 2 stage 7 and unable to evolve. She wanted to quickly get a second pet to increase her strength. She sought his help in looking for one. It was also a perfect opportunity for Z to get a closer look at the demon flame bird. It was already late at night and all the pet shops were closed, so Xiaoyun suggested that they go tomorrow since there was still 3 days until the trial. Z shared that he knew a shop that was open for 24 hours and also provides basic materials and preliminary pet beast aptitude assessment services. He suggested that they go there and take a look. They headed for the shop. While on their way, Z was thinking about how there were some pet beasts without special evolutionary paths. It looks like even the same type of pet may not necessarily have a hidden evolutionary path. They entered the shop and Ning looked around, but the pet beasts seemed pretty average. Z glanced at the demon flamebird. He touched its beak. And then he learned its optional evolutionary paths. It could go to a burning feather eagle route where it enhances strength and basic attributes, focusing on increasing explosive power while weakening agility. The next evolutionary form was the crimson flame eagle, which could evolve up to rank 5. The other option was the hellfire demon phoenix route. It was an evolutionary oath that awakened the ancient bloodline with the body and pursued the sublimation of life, focusing on improving the control of flames and weakening melee attributes. The next evolutionary form was the demon flame crimson owl, which could evolve up to rank 9. Its current route was the hellfire demon phoenix. So wondered how Ning triggered this route in the first place. The flamebird's original route was the burning feather eagle, while the hidden route was the hellfire demon phoenix, and based on what Jinyi saw, the route was also related to the demon type. Since it had already started developing along the route of the hellfire demon phoenix, there was no turning back. Either they let the demon flame bird continue to evolve or get stuck at that stage and only train a second pet beast in the future. For it to evolve into a demon flame crimson owl, it requires a growth rate increased to 100%. 3 crimson flame bird feathers, and 5 intermediate fire element essence, and any medium to awaken the bloodline. Z was also thinking that when he evolved a little Snowball and stone monster, he didn't require that kind of medium material. He wondered if it was because the demon type had a special nature. He called Ning to say something. He revealed that he awakened a special spirit technique, which allows him to occasionally vaguely perceive some of the potential evolutionary paths of a pet beast. She was surprised to learn about such a technique. Now it made sense to her that Snowball evolved into that. He tried to downplay the technique by saying that it was just a vague sensation, and it consumes a lot of spirit power. He couldn't exactly reveal that he has a system. Besides, if that incredible ability was discovered, he's afraid he'd be dragged to the Beast Taming Association and be exploited to death. He told her he sensed something from the demon flamebird. It was an exceptionally powerful force that seemed to be dormant within its body. This evolutionary path was extremely powerful and far surpassing the ordinary burning feather eagle route. But it was also an extremely dangerous route. He also shared that he could sense that the power is full of wildness and uncertainty. As it evolves further, it would have connections to the demon type. She asked him if what he's saying was that it could evolve into a dual-type pet beast like fire type combined with demon. She knew it was rare, but it wasn't entirely impossible. He also told her that it would require a very ancient medium to awaken that power. Now she understands why it never evolved, but regardless, she has the will to control that power. She thought about what medium she could use to unleash its potential. Then she thought of something. They went back home so she could get the Fisher fragment. The system says any ancient medium would do, and the Fisher fragment should meet the requirements, but Z doesn't know how to tell Ning about it. He used a spirit technique excuse before, but he already used that to sense the paths. Ning could faintly sense the energy fluctuations within the crystal. It led her to think that there was really a resonance with the demon flame bird. But she realized that it wasn't just resonance. The demon flame bird longed for that item. They were dumbfounded when it ate it all. And then the bird turned into purple flames. It was evolving. Ning panicked because the fire was approaching them. Z puts up a barrier and tells her not to be scared. Eventually, the fire started to form, and it revealed the demon flame bird's new evolved form, the demon flame crimson owl fire type rank 3 stage 1. Ning opened her arms to it, so was happy that it evolved successfully. He promised that he would take a look again when it evolves next time. She happily pets it. Then she turned pale. She realized they were in trouble. The room was a mess. They met with the hotel receptionist and was scolded that the next time they spar with their beasts, it was recommended to go to a professional training ground. They were charged for the destruction of the room. The bonus that the Beast Taming Association had just awarded was lost instantly. Z pressured himself into making money at once. Meanwhile, at a storage house, the boss of the symbiosis group touched a tall, large purple crystal. Then a member informed him that their 2 guys were caught by the search group. He already knew about it. The member asked what they should do next. He wants them to pass on the message to everyone to refrain from taking any action for now. They would wait until the right time came, and those people would come to them on their own initiative. Concurrently, Z was in a training ground. After the Secret Realm trial ends, the first assessment of the new semester would take place. If they get good results in the assessment, they would receive a scholarship of 100,000. At the same time, improving their ranking in virtual battles could also earn them prize money and valuable rewards. When he entered the virtual battleground, his stats appeared. He has 10,970 points. He played 10,970 matches with a win rate of 99%. He ranks at 11,985. He hadn't played for a few days, and his ranking had almost dropped by almost 2,000. He started the matching process. He was determined to press on and push straight to the next rank. His small goal before the assessment was to get into the top 100. Earth Spirit defeated a monk humanoid type, rank 2 stage 3, and his ranking improved to 10,038. Next was the cloud-swallowing turtle animal type, rank 3 stage 1, which was defeated by Snow Maiden and raised his rank to 8,890. After that was the 3-headed dog dark type, rank 3 stage 3, in which Earth Spirit squeezed to end. It improved their rank to 5,903. His rank continued to improve until 37th place. There was a buzz about him because of how fast he ranked up. He went from 10,000 to top 100 in a single day, with a 99.9% win rate. The comments kept coming. The people noticed how he wins a match every half minute on average. The slowest one only took a minute, and it was insane. Some expect him to break into the top 10 before nightfall, while others think that it would be impossible. One man knew Z was a newcomer that became popular a while before. This man had an ice bat animal type rank, 4, Stage 3, and Holy Elf, Light Type Rank 4, Stage 1. He faced Z on the battlefield, and he expressed that he admires him. This man was Jiong Lian, Rank 9. He claimed to be the one to end Z's winning streak. Z was just nonchalant and told him that they should start. His attitude annoyed Lian. He was also offended that Z only took out one pet beast. He challenged him to bring out the other one, too. But in a blink of an eye, the Snow Maiden enclosed him and his pet in a crystal, and he got defeated. Z praised Snow Maiden. He also pats its head, which it likes. Snow Maiden was in rank 4 stage 4 with 100% growth rate, and the next evolution form was the Frost Blue Maiden. The requirement for that was 100% growth rate and 30 superior ice element essence and 1 ice blue tier. The intense battles have finally maxed out its growth rate. Now, once Z has the necessary materials, he could make it evolve. Unexpectedly, he received several notifications about his glory ranking, Bronze. He improved his ranking in the Bronze area of the Glory Realm to the top 10. He obtained 1,500 achievement points, 3 Spirit Crystal, Body Strengthening Crystal, and 1 Spirit Power Potion. He was glad that the achievement reward was triggered, and it was part of a series of quests. He decided to go buy the materials for Snow Maiden tomorrow and use the Spirit Crystals to improve his own base attributes. Concurrently, at the library, the president of the Dragonheart Society, Zhang Manman, greeted Xinyi. She asked her if she wants to team up for the trial next week. Xinyi agreed to it. In fact, she was worried about not finding suitable teammates and was thinking of not going this time. She asked who they had on the team. Manman revealed that it would be her, Leng Yan, and they were missing 2 people, so she wanted Xinyi to call over Z. Xinyi realized that Manman's target was really Z. She wants to be with the list-topping contestant who stirred up quite a storm in the virtual realm. Back to our MC. Z used 7 Spirit Power Crystals and 6 Body Strengthening Crystals. At this point, Z's physique was 13.5 and Spirit 15. His Spirit Power was at 1500 over 1500, and his Spirit Arts were Spirit Guardian level 4, Spirit Arrow level 3, Spirit Impact level 2. His pets are Snow Maiden and Rock Ghost. He has a total of 4,500 achievement points. His spirit level has increased, and his spirit power limit has risen. He was happy with that. Because of this, the combined power of Snow Maiden and Rock Ghost would be even greater. It would also increase the power of Spirit Arts. He went to the shop and told the receptionist that he wanted an ice blue tier. The staff informed him that the last ice blue tier in their store had just been sold. The material was quite rare, so the next restock would take a month. That was too long. Coincidentally, Xinyi was also at the store. She approached him. She asked if he found a team yet, and he replied no. She took that chance and invited him to their team. Manman approached him and expressed that she had heard so much about him. She introduced herself as the president of the Dragonheart Club and a second-year student, and with her was the vice president who was also a second year. Our boy greeted his senior, but then directly told her that he doesn't plan to find a team. Z finds sharing rewards among teams was a bit of a hassle, let alone teaming up with strangers. If he brought Ning along, he knew it would be great for the 2 of them to enjoy the secret realm to their heart's content. Xinyi inquired if he's not planning to go to the secret realm. She informed him that to ensure safety, the trials organized by the academy must be conducted in teams of at least 5 people. He was shocked that there was such a rule. Xinyi suspected that he might be thinking of soloing. Then, Lengyan butted in and asked him if he was trying to buy ice blue tiers earlier. She showed him the item. Then she told him to join their team, and she would give that to him as a reward after the trial. Plus, an additional 10 ice-type materials. Z was dumbfounded when he saw it. It was irresistible, but he finds it inappropriate. Then Lengyan added that they would give him an extra share of all the rewards. Before he could say his request, Lengyan already answered that he could bring Ning along. And the deal was done. They will see each other next Monday. Xinyi was dumbfounded how easy it was. The day of the trial came. The students were gathered in a cave, and there was such a magnificent door in front. Manman expressed that she was also stunned for a long time when she saw the door. Z inquired on what kind of ferocious beast was carved up there. She answered that according to the Federation and the Beast Taming Association, no one had ever seen the ferocious beast on the door. However, the Beastmasters privately refer to it as the Void Beast. Z remembered that. The instructor cleared his throat and told everyone to calm down. Instructor. He announced that the first secret realm trial of the semester for the entire grade was about to begin, so those who have signed up for the trial must be ready to take the challenge. In that trial, they could freely distribute all the materials they obtained among themselves, and they don't need to hand them over to the school. Everyone rejoiced when they heard that. Then he explained that the Red Earth secret realm was divided into 5 rings, with the danger increasing the closer they got to the center. Each ring has a gate that leads to the next ring, and each ring has a different environment and ferocious beast. One last reminder for the students was not to go to the innermost ring without authorization. The trial would last for 7 days, and they could choose to withdraw at any time. Z and his team arrived at the Red Earth Secret Realm 5th ring. Lengyan called her pet beasts, which were Lightning Blitz Dragon Beast Thunder, type rank 3 stage 8, and Frost Thorn Dragon Ice type, rank 3 stage 5. Man called her pet beast to guard the perimeter. The first pet beast was a Dragon Lion Rock type rank, 4 stage 1. Next was the Crimson Giant Spirit Fire type rank 4 stage 1. And lastly, the Silver Centaur Light type rank 4 stage 2. Z was impressed that she actually has 3 rank 4 pet beasts. She revealed that she's the second place among the second years. She assured them that she would protect her. When she saw Z's pet beast, she couldn't help but admire them. She stated that the Snow Maiden was stunningly beautiful, and Earth Spirit was so cool. Those two became shy. Ning asked Xinyi if she wouldn't summon her pet beasts. Xinyi just replied that she had a secret artifact. The artifact was an X-shaped hairpin. Ning commented that it seemed strange. Xinyi told her that the hair clip was a spatial item, and the mist was the strange artifact that she placed inside. It was called a mist spirit, and it belonged to the combat-type artifact category. It can attach itself to its holder, and in addition to protecting them from harm, it could also be manipulated to attack. With its help, she could unleash power comparable to a rank 4 pet beast. Ning was amazed. Having both offense and defense, it looked like a really powerful, strange artifact. And also, it must have been very expensive. Manman revealed that Xinyi was a direct descendant of a large family, so she had quite a few good things in her possession. Z and Ning couldn't believe that a rich woman was just right next to them. Z thought about it, and he knew that as his strength increases, he'd be spending more time in the wild and in secret realms, so he considered getting space artifacts when he got the chance. Lengyan told them that they should head out. They encountered a defeated mummy on the way. She inspected it and found that it was a common rank 2 fierce beast in the 5th ring area. A total of 15 were killed in just one strike. There were lots of human footprints on the ground in the area, so it looked like there was a formidable team ahead of them. Xinyi said that it saved them trouble dealing with those fierce beasts, and they moved forward. Lengyan and Manman stayed a few steps behind. Manman asked Lengyan what was wrong, since it looked like she had something on her mind. Lengyan replied that she had never seen Zhe or Ning's pet beasts before. That was a surprising revelation to Manman, especially that Lengyan, the so-called pet beast encyclopedia, can't even recognize those beasts. Man suggests that those 3 pet beasts were extremely rare, and perhaps they have never even appeared before. Lengyan wasn't sure about it. The evolutionary path of pet beasts was still a subject of research, and some large families even have their own unique evolutionary paths. However, raising pet beasts has always been an important secret for beastmasters. Unless the relationship was very close, it was not something one can easily inquire about. Although she was very curious, she knew not to ask rashly. At the 4th Ring Road, they encountered a necromancer dark type rank 3 stage 4. It was an evolved form of the mummy. Snow Maiden attacked it. It was hit right on the chest, and it dropped dead. Z suggested that they leave the fighting to him so he could gain some practical experience. It was a rare opportunity to practice spirit technique. Suddenly, a mummy creeped out from the sand. In a blink of an eye, Earth Spirit pushed it back to where it came from. Z praised them. It was a good opportunity to increase the growth rate. Manman and Lengyan recognized that he had such good manners. An hour later, they looked up to the towering wall. Manman told them that the wall was said to have been passed down from the Great Cataclysm era. It separates the 3rd and 4th rings, and it is called the Pale Wall. From the 3rd ring to the 1st ring core area, everything was surrounded by pale walls. To enter the 3rd ring, they must first pass through there. The Pale Wall has 4 entrances. They could find the doors by following the wall. Eventually, they found it. Earth Spirit opened the concrete door. She finds it so convenient to have a powerful pet. It makes things so much easier. In the past, a few of them would push on the broken door and struggle with it for ages. They entered the door and saw that the place had tall trunks of trees that had no 2 little leaves. Lengyan warned them to be careful because the 3rd ring has far more fierce beasts than the first 2 areas, and their levels were much higher. In addition, there was a departed spirit-type fierce beast in the 3rd ring called the Pale Lord. A single Pale Lord wasn't troublesome. What's truly terrifying was its ability to command. The Pale Lord possesses the ability to summon lower-level members of its race. Every time it appeared, it was accompanied by a large number of Pale Guards. Their goal was the 2nd ring, so it's best that they don't waste too much energy there. Manman told them to avoid it if they can and move forward quickly. But she assured them that they don't have to worry too much because the Pale Lord spends most of the time sleeping underground and rarely comes out to wander above the ground. Unless they're extremely unlucky, generally, they won't encounter the Pale Lord. Those three synchronously told her that she might jinx it. She laughed and told them to pretend that she didn't say anything. She was certain that they wouldn't be that unlucky. They sensed something alarming. Man got cautious. Some forces were felt in the forest, and then the Pale Guardian Undead Rank 3 Stage 7 showed up. Ning turned pale now that Manman's words came true. Manman expressed that she really didn't mean that. Shinyi asked what they're going to do. She wondered if they should just run. Lengyan told them the Pale Guardian was fast, and fierce beasts of the undead type don't experience fatigue at all. It was unwise to chase them in the wild, so the best approach was to face them head-on. They got ready for battle. Lightning Blitz Dragon Beast attacked and broke the skeleton. Manman called her Crimson Giant Spirit and made it use an exploding fireball. Several Pale Guardians were taken down. Shinyi also helped. She made those Pale Guardians be blown away. While the Snow Maiden created the Arctic Domain and froze those Pale Guardians in front of her. The Earth Spirit punched those ice statues. Xinyi was amazed that they had mastered such a wide-range attack skill. He thought about how the Pale Lord possesses formidable leadership abilities. So he thought that such a large-scale Pale Guardian uprising must be backed by the Pale Lord. But he finds it strange that he couldn't see it. Xinyi ordered her pet beast to go find out where the Pale Lord is. Her pet beast flew across the sky, and it spotted something. It was the Pale Lord. She informed them that she found it in the southeast direction, less than 100 meters away, and it actually started to move. She informed Ze that it was coming towards them. He intercepted it using Earth Spirit and Earth Spikes. It stopped its skeleton horse, but Z noticed something. He consumed 1,200 achievement points. Then it notified him again. Plus, the Spirit Arrow was upgraded to level 6. He saw that the Pale Lord was injured, and it also had to defend against the attack of the pet beasts. He had a new feature which could add the spirit power on top of the base cost to enhance the power of spirit arts. The max spirit power that could be added at that level was 400 points. Snow Maiden and Earth Spirit were already holding off the Pale Lord. They seized this opportunity to launch a surprise attack, and maybe even kill him in one move. Lengyan sensed the spirit power fluctuation. She saw the spirit arrow and informed him that the power of a basic spirit arrow wasn't enough to kill it. She suggested engaging in a battle of attrition instead. He explained that they'll be going deeper into the second ring later, and a protracted battle would deplete their pet beast's fighting strength. Moreover, the Pale Lord's injured, so he suspected that there must be other teams nearby, which means that they have to finish that quickly. For an ordinary person, a spirit arrow that only consumes a few dozen points of spirit power wasn't very powerful. Using it under those circumstances would only be a waste of precious spirit power. But he has a full 1,500 points of spirit power. 400 points of spirit power compressed into a level 6 spirit arrow was enough to kill that injured Pale Lord. He released the spirit arrow. The Pale Lord got struck right at the chest, and it fell from the skeleton horse. Those women were shocked that one spirit arrow instantly killed the Pale Lord. Lengyan saw that he didn't use that much power when he used a spirit arrow against a rank 3 necromancer before. To freely control the injection of spirit power to increase damage, they have to practice the spirit arrow to at least level 6. Z was just a freshman, so she wondered how that was possible. Some skeletons tried to escape, but Z noticed them. He used ice showers and stone bullet throws simultaneously. That barrage of attacks took care of the remaining Pale Guardians. Manman couldn't believe that everything was taken care of. Ning and Xinyan were proud of Ze. He told them to quickly gather the loot so they could get out of there. Tao was surprised to see him. Everyone turned to Tao. Tao accused him of being shameless for stealing the Gaoshan Club's prey. Alright, that's it for today's story. If you want the weekly chapter updates for this series, those will now be uploaded on my second channel, Manhwa Updater. So if you don't want to miss what happens next, make sure to check it out and join the update gang. Thanks for watching, stay cool, stay awesome, and I'll see you in the next one.